she was like, I told you I was interested in that one, but apparently I thought she wasn't interested in that one.
Well, now we know she's not only interested; she's a pirate at heart. Which, I mean, on the one hand, I love that our game here has a gothic horror feel to it. I just the idea of like running and now I'm like, it would be so fun to run a pirate campaign.
Oh yes, that would
I
be really
mean, we could just slide right into there. I mean, there were ghost pirates, ghost pirate ships, giant sky pirates. I mean, we could totally do it.
Oh man,
fun.
I'm struggling. I'm struggling enough to come up with a storyline for the next campaign. I'm not sure I want to try to do a gothic if I can brainstorm a gothic horror pirate story.
You don't have to. You just do Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah,
Ghost pirates, and then more
yeah.
ghost pirates.
Yeah, and a bunch of yars and a parlay, and we're good to go.
Uh,
Our boat can have like a big raven on the front.
you know, and I did that for like the beginning of the school year this year. I typed up something to the effect of, we're all going into uncharted waters, but remember, for Vikings, where the map says there be monsters, that's where we head. We can do this. But I don't know. I'll have to see if I can. I've got a week and a half to come up with something. Assuming we take our usual week off to do something light and fluffy between D&D streams. Unless we just shift right into something heavy, and then I can like totally just, Curse of Strahd, I can run that out of the gate without too much extra writing. Also feels like I'm cheating a little bit.
But why?
Why is it cheating?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with running a pre-written adventure.
But it's so good. So many people have run it. And that's the kicker, is it's like there aren't a lot of like surprises waiting around corners for most people, because
For the three of us, there are.
Well, that's
like,
true.
Only Adam has played it / run it.
Right. Yeah. So for us, it's full of surprises, and plus, I mean, the way that we handle things, the way that each group handles the situations is going to be different.
Hello, Black Cell. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you tonight. Which is a good reminder. I need to do one quick thing before we start, so I don't forget. And hopefully I'll remember to do this before my next session, which is to go in and turn that. I'll leave that. It's not going to happen. Turn that. Turn that. Leave that. Okay. I don't need to hit save. Sweet. We're gonna turn off the slightly more intrusive channel point rewards. Just so we don't bump into anything too weird this week. I don't want to have to stop everything to tell a dad joke. Although, to be fair, I think we have enough laughs on this channel when we're playing D&D. I don't think we need a designated dad joke moment. I think they happen automatically. But also, for the record, you guys have in the bank a total of +4 to upcoming rolls and 2 re-rolls. Thanks to the gallery.
That's good.
Yeah. I think for Curse of Strahd, I'm going to have to work out the spreadsheet so that it's bit related, and we can work something out on that one. But yeah, I don't know. I also feel like, as a writer, I really want to say that I came up with a nice trilogy of mini campaigns. There's a little part of me that wants to be able to sit down maybe over the summer and like, okay, I'm going to write this up now as an ebook. Like, here's this great campaign I put together. It comes in 3 parts, 3 chapters, 3 dilemmas. 3 moments of, now what do we do?
A sense of accomplishment.
Yeah,
Maybe the last one is pirates.
maybe. I think I've got something. I just need to work it backwards now. Which is not how I've done well, I take that back. The first one I started at the end and worked forward. This one I started at the beginning and worked towards the end. I think this one I can work from the backwards and come up. Because I know in the first one, I desperately wanted to have you guys face off against the zombie lord. And at some point stop and go, but the zombies have a point.
Did we get there too early?
Oh gosh, no. You got there right about just right when I expected y'all to. I mean, you got there and then you were like, okay, let's learn some more. And then if you learn more, like, oh yeah, the zombies really do have a point. Crap. I take pride in having made zombies a sympathetic enemy.
Yes. And sympathize with the
It was
enemy.
less that the zombies were sympathetic and more like, okay, well, I understand your point, but you still need to stop.
Yeah, I get
Two
it.
wrongs don't make a right, guys.
Like, I feel you, but also, no.
Yeah, well. What you gonna do?
Apparently hold a wand to the sky and then literally shoot you in the face with an arrow that disintegrates you from existence.
It's a legitimate strategy.
Yeah, can't argue with it too much. But so yeah,
You're not
last
muted.
Hmm?
I'm sorry. Hold on.
Oh, well, I guess. I don't know.
I heard the yawn.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Sorry, just messing around with this thing.
Yeah, she muted herself and then yawned. I'm like,
Oh,
we
did
can
she
hear
have it
you.
backwards?
And she's like, what?
Yeah. Well, for the Monday Night Mysteries, we actually kicked Jenny
Okay.
upstairs to the living room.
But
Sorry, we're still trying to figure out the audio thing.
It was a little weird to me too, but I don't know.
Yeah, you figure it out. You figure it out. But we got a couple minutes here while we wait for Adam to get back so we can get rolling on tonight. I only waited until 6 o'clock to stat out the enemies.
I wonder what the stat block of the door is.
That's a good point. Let's see here. D&D
I know we
Beyond.
didn't say we planned on just kicking down the door, but we did kind of say our plan was to kick down the door.
Did you say that? I don't remember you saying that.
We did say a couple of us were good at lock picking. We did say kick down the door.
Sorry about that.
It's all good. You do need to make a save though.
No.
Yeah, we got started. You're gonna need to make a quick save. Definitely clear it. It's at disadvantage. And if you fail, your character dies.
It's a
Twice.
charisma save.
Yeah, and it's a
Been
Christmas
there
save.
before.
double damage.
Just out of curiosity, how bad would that have been? My system's trying to pull up all the different character
I'm
sheets.
dead. I just got a 4.
You still get a plus to your charisma. What is your worst save?
Int.
Intelligence, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds
Okay.
about right.
Well, you know, it's funny. I went and I would look at my saves, and I'm
What?
like, I have no negative
Sorry.
saves either.
You're yelling.
Yeah, I tried to make him kind of even across the board, except he's dumb.
It's probably identical to the bard I made.
Yeah, you do what you gotta do.
Well,
Alright.
that's what with the array, you kind of only have so many things.
Mm-hmm. All right, let me set that there and see if that gets a little more audio. And I have to watch. I got my first yellow card of the night, so I have to keep myself in check. Okay, let's go ahead and make this. Let's make this official. I'm going to kick off the title. We've had our pre-roll, and then we can get a game on.
Time to warm up the dice. Prepare the snacks. Will there be safe passage or brutal attacks? The players come from everywhere on Lantern Noir. Elves, dwarves, giants, and dragons is what you are. So pull up a chair. Get ready for the next campaign. It'll be a hell of a lot more fun than sitting in the rain. For the next 5 hours, time is gonna move a lot faster. Thanks to your imagination and your fabulous dungeon master. Lantern Noir presents.
Okay, and we are all here to talk about timing. Welcome to the Mists of Ever Twilight, Book 2, Episode 4. And we are calling this, what did I put down as the title for tonight? Meet the Family. And with me are my amazing players. I'll let them do their rounds of introductions, and then loop back to myself. Nebula, could you kick us off?
Hello, everybody. I am Nebula, and I am playing Samara, the Elven Wizard. And yeah, I do all the wizardy stuffs. And yeah, I also stream, and you can find me on twitch.tv /Nebula Gaming, and also on the social medias, which you can find on my Twitch page as well.
I am Adam. I play Dagon Bjorn, human fighter, barroom brawler, and as you saw just a moment ago, I have a dog.
Hey everyone, I'm Azteki, the babyface paladin.
I'm Jeremy, aka Spinny Helm, and I'm playing Frederick the Dwarven Rogue, and I stream on twitch.tv/SpinnyHelm or /SpinnyHelm.
Wait. When did you re-roll into Rogue?
That's what I was wondering.
Well, I act like a rogue. You're right. I'm a ranger.
Like, wait a second.
It feels like a rogue when I'm in melee combat. Does that make sense?
Sure. All right, we'll go with it. Okay, so when we last left our intrepid heroes, they had all been ushered into a library and the doors had been locked. Now, how did you get there, you might ask yourselves? Well, it's kind of an interesting story. It all started off with them deciding that they were going to leave the town they had recently arrived in order to rescue 2 young lovers from the semi-monthly Banshee attack. They succeeded in rescuing the lovers, but not everyone who went came back, and they committed themselves to destroying said Banshee. A bit of exploration later, they found a magic lantern. They found they could use it to force the Banshee into a physical form, and once they did that, they were able to then go back out and engage the Banshee, who disappeared in a blinding flash of blue and white light, only to discover that one of the noble's daughters was struck by that same banshee sometime later that evening. They then went to the castle to investigate, discovered that the girl had indeed had the life drained from her body, every year taken away, a desiccated ancient corpse left where she had lain, at which they were invited to discuss the situation by the lady of the house, one Lady Astrid, and she was the one who locked the doors. And thank you, Black Cell, for the biddies. Thank you for supporting the stream. We love to keep the lights on, keep the church here clean and maintained, and keep the dice rolling. So thank you for that. And that's where we are now, though. We are in a library, in a castle, on the outskirts of a town that we just saved from a banshee. What's your
We think.
plan?
Well, let's take
Well.
a look at the store.
We could either try to get out of here somehow, or try to figure out how to get out of here, or can see what's in the room. See if there's anything useful in here.
We start
both.
pulling on books to see if a secret passage opens up.
Turns out it's the last one you touch.
Just run through, smacking all of them.
Well, if you think about it, once he pulls a book and a door opens, he's not going to keep pulling books. So by definition, the last book he touches has to be the one that opens the secret door.
Unless there's multiple secret doors.
I like that answer.
That's legit. I can see that. I can see that happening. I can see that.
So there's a couple things I want to bring up. I think that we should definitely check out the books in the library. The Volcrum said they had records of all the magic items that are in the kingdom here. So we could totally check that out, for one. And for two, we should totally see if we can unlock the door.
Yeah, I'm gonna
maybe
take
we
a
can
look at
find
the door.
a lock-picking book.
Well, we have.
I mean, we have a couple people who know how to use the lock.
Exactly. I was gonna say we have a couple, in the party that can lockpick. Sure.
Yeah, but if you hit them in the head with a book, they do a better job. That's how you get
Isn't
knowledge.
that how you impart knowledge by you hit him over the
Through
head with a book?
osmosis, right?
That's why they call it hitting the books.
Oh, I thought we had to hit the books for that. I didn't realize the books had to hit us.
And life would have been so much easier if I just known this.
That's not how that works.
It's worth a shot though. Dagon's gonna grab a book and just like Monty Python, boom, right in the face.
Well, did you learn anything?
Yeah, you look smarter.
Well, I guess
You
so.
learned
I mean,
that books are
if
hard.
I look smarter, I guess it worked. I don't feel any different.
Immune to poison and books, I see.
Okay, so to answer the questions as asked, the room is not a large room. It's more like a quadruple sized closet that's been turned into a small book repository. There's enough room here for a small table, 5 comfortable chairs, and then just books. It's almost more of like a meeting room than a proper library. There's no fireplace, no windows. Really like a good spot to kind of like gather up with a small number of people to lay out an issue, a plan. Maybe get some away time to read if that's your thing. The books themselves are mostly yearbooks, records, dates, comings and goings. There's a couple of books dedicated as guard rotations and lists. You find several collections of nonfiction related to accounting practices. Several more on animal husbandry, a collection of books that detail the art of organizing books. Well,
A truly useful book in this situation.
Yeah. A quick perusal of the books actually does eventually reveal that one of the bookcases, there's a wood panel on there's like the bookcases come up and there's a wood panel about 2.5 feet wide that is hollow. On the far wall opposite the door that you came in. Now the doors are fairly solid. They open in. They're not like reinforced. You could probably take your axes to them and make short work of them after a few minutes, but they're not like, lean on it and the door pops open. They're solid.
Does
solid
it have
double
like
doors.
a locking mechanism, or is it like it's barred?
It's a lock of some kind. So it's got deadbolts in it, which again, with double doors like that, you probably could, a few good kicks, you could probably bust it open if you wanted to. And you point Azteci at it.
Is there any way we could like mess with like the hinges, like, and like take the pins out of them or something?
Yeah, I mean
It opens in, yeah.
Yeah, it's not a secure room in the sense of like it's not like a prison cell.
So the
The
question is,
intentions here are very strange. That's all I want to say. Like she didn't poison us or like attack us. She's like, I'm gonna lock you in this not really secure room. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
yeah, we got locked in a conference room. Like, are we supposed to just feel like so like mediocre and mundane? Should I check my email? Like,
If honestly, if it was a bigger library, I would say let's just take a nap. But I mean, if it's that small, I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to comfortably lay down. Forget that.
so we can either bust out, wait here, or inspect for the hidden exit. I don't want
I
to.
say let's do both.
He said 3 things.
Yeah.
Oh well, both unlock the door and investigate the thing in the back. What was the other thing you said? Those are the only 2 I heard.
Or just wait. Like, I guess
Oh.
be like okay with this. Like, I don't
mean,
know.
Is there
I don't
food on the
think
table?
waiting is
Is
gonna.
there like food and wine on
work.
the table?
No, there are no refreshments left for you.
Then no, we're not waiting.
If she would have locked us in the kitchen, maybe we wait.
Yeah, agreed.
Give us some cookies, a
Yeah.
bottle of wine.
Why couldn't we
Fine,
get
whatever.
locked in a spa like last time?
That was a really weird evening. That's all I have to say.
All right, well, I think we should definitely check out this this hollow bookcase.
Okay.
I think it's worth investigating.
This feels like it would be just to make life interesting. Call it an active perception test.
Okay.
I rolled a 1.
You are looking at the door, that's why.
Yeah, I'm at the wrong bookshelf.
Are we all supposed to roll?
I was trying to figure out why I rolled 2
I'm like,
perceptions. I hit
what?
space when I was on my character sheet.
It might have been that you had the cursor over it,
And then hit space.
hit
That was
space, and
something
that
good.
registered as a roll. Okay. The panel is designed to swing inwards. I'm sorry, out of the room into a hallway. You're able to actually find a mechanism lower down the door where you kind of like push up on the molding, and you can hear it catch. You can hear a release, and the door start to swing in. It's caught on a chain of some kind, so it only swings like maybe a half inch to an inch before it stops.
How much
You guys
of a
want me to
chain?
chop this down?
I want you to see if you can unlock it quietly. We can go to
I
the
guess we
chopping
could try
yard
that.
later. But like, how much of a chain? Like, is it like a little door chain, or is this like a chain like to
Oh,
lock in?
No, like a door chain, like something to make sure it stays shut.
If we're gonna break something, we should break the little tiny chain.
Seems like a good idea.
I guess whatever's gonna make the least amount of noise. I guess.
Like, would the lock, like my lockpick kit, would it have something I could slip through the crack and try to like pull the chain off?
Oh yeah, that's not a bad idea. I got
When
one
did
too.
you get a lockpick kit?
We got
Because of my
thieves'
background.
tools. We both got them.
We shady.
No kidding.
We were career criminals until very recently.
They were mischievous individuals.
Really bad eggs. Drink up. No, sorry. Yeah, actually, yeah, go for it. If you're trying to do it without causing any significant damage. This would be I know it's under dexterity. I miss the good old fashioned.
Probably sleight of hand.
Yep.
But with your proficiency bonus if you don't have it.
Well, he's trained in it, so this would fit.
Yeah, they don't have a button for it for reasons.
Yeah, 15. That's pretty solid. Yeah, no problem. You find the right doohickey to get to the dingle bobber and slip the whatchamacallit off of the who's it. And
I explain it just like that too as I'm doing it.
Yeah, the
I'm like,
woozy
yeah, no,
wutsy.
totally. That's exactly how we learn.
that's how you pick a lock. You put the stick pin in, you take the stick pin out, put the stick pin in, shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey, and the
And
door's
the
open.
door pops right out.
Yeah, and you're able to push the door in. It's not a very wide space. It's a tight little hallway. And from the look of it, it's not really well maintained. As you were coming through,
Is it like a tight hallway for normal sized adults? Like, is it just chill for me?
no, it's not tight this way. It's tight this way. Like you almost have to. You can walk through it,
Shimmy sideways
but it's
kind
like
of thing.
you're like at your shoulders to walk through it. You almost have to like develop a leading shoulder walk to move down it comfortably. And it is unlit, and there are no candles in it either, or windows. It's just a dark hallway.
Mean, I can go first because you can fire a bow from us sideways, and then you guys can unlock this door and see what's going on out there.
Oh God, you're gonna split the party.
Yeah, and I
Not for
can't
very
see in there.
long. If I have to go too far, I'll just turn around. I won't turn around. I'll just walk the other way.
I will too. I'll go try to pick the door lock just so we have an escape route if need be.
Okay.
I'm just gonna scout. I just want to see what's down there, and if I have to, I can put an arrow in it.
If I have to.
Just like the good old days.
I hate
I
to
can-
say it, but this is gonna be a lot of fun.
I can give Frederick backup. Follow him in there.
Oh yeah, you could totally like shoot all kinds of spells without having to swing your arms around.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't even think about that.
I'm claustrophobic, so I'll stay at the door.
The
Two
human-
tanks on one way, two others down the other way. We're gonna get squished.
Yeah.
Oh, you are the squishies.
Okay. So the door lock is not any kind of a trick to pick. It is not an advanced lock. It was almost more of an insult than it was an actual effort to maintain any kind of security, from what you can tell. The question does remain: are you, having been told to stay here, comfortable meandering through the castle on your own? Which, as evidenced by the fact that the dwarf and the elf just teamed up to disappear down a dark secret hallway, kind of suggests that you're willing to go out on a limb and see what's what.
Wait, I want to be an asshole at the door. As much as I would love to sneak down the hallway, when you said that it was super easy to get down, I'm like, man, I totally want to ask for room service. Just like pop through the door and be like, hey, you told us to stay here tonight. There's like no pillows. It's not a lot of room to lay down. We could use
Does
some
anybody have
wine
a
and
bell we
bread.
can ring?
Yeah, are we supposed to come out and get it ourselves? Which way is the kitchen? And also, where's the bathroom?
Yeah, it's quite chilly. Need some more extra blankets.
Did you like put us in an upgraded room?
We successfully
Yeah, I'm a platinum member with the Marriott Rewards program.
we specifically requested a suite. I'm not comfortable with this. Okay, so meanwhile, creeping down the hallway, you don't have to go very far before you come to another door similar to the one that you came into the hallway through. Similar mechanisms. There's a small. This one does not have a chain on it of any kind. But you can kind of make out the mechanisms very similar, where you can pop this and you pull it in towards yourself, and then you can pass out into the next room.
Can I peek without like just throwing myself in the room?
Yes.
And kind of like slowly like open it just a little sliver.
Just a little at a time.
Yeah. You open the door enough to see, and you're actually looking into the kitchen.
Yes,
This
we
is
have
where we
found the
wanted to
kitchen.
go.
It is the middle of the night, so it is not active. Thinking about when you guys faced off against the Banshee plus travel time, we are talking somewhere south of 2 a.m., 3 a.m. kind of timeage. So there is no wonder that it is devoid of a cooking staff. The fire is burned down to embers. However, it is not empty. There is a young woman in a bedgown and housecoat, standing at one of the long tables, and she is arguing with two uniformed members of the house guard. When you pop your heads out,
Can we hear what they're arguing about?
I would say not from where you are, because as much as they seem animated, they're all keeping their voices lowered, probably out of habit from the hour. We're not going to wake the entire house to have this fight. That's not proper. But there's definitely frustration on her face.
Can I try to sneak closer in here?
Sure.
Seeing as I've been so good at sneaking this whole time.
You know,
We haven't had a single sneak that I've done that hasn't initiated combat.
okay, let me make sure I've got the initiative tracker updated. Okay, yeah, go ahead, roll your sneak.
It's actually
Oh,
a little
Freddy.
bit better than usual. Yeah, it's silly space.
You know, you're right. I think at this point we need to retire Frederick's hopes of becoming a rogue. You have
Right.
you have not yet ever successfully snuck.
I have a +4. A +4 to stealth. This is absolutely unheard of.
I don't know. Talk to Nebula about doing damage with spells.
She doesn't have
Oh.
a plus. She just
I'm all
rolls a
too
die.
familiar with that. Trust me.
Okay. Speaking of which, Neb, is Samara coming out as well to investigate, or is she staying tucked in the hallway?
Part of me wants to go in and explore, but also part of me wants to stay just to make sure, like, I don't know, like the door doesn't close or something. I don't know. And then we can't get back. I don't know.
Just stay in there. You know my history with sneaking. Like, you would know that this always happens to me. I think I'm sneaky, but I'm not really sneaky.
But
You gotta pull the. This is where I park my car.
I'm sorry, is this
What do I have to do to get a cup of coffee around here?
I could have sworn the tennis courts were over this way. I'm sorry.
Right. No, it's okay. I'll go and help Frederick explore and stuff.
Okay. Okay, so you both step out in the door. As you step, actually, that's exactly what happens. That works out perfectly. It blames the wrong person, but we're going to go with it anyways. Excuse me. You creep out of the service hallway, and having come out into the kitchen, you can kind of now start to piece together. This is intended to be a conduit for servants to bring food into the other parts of the house without having to go down the main halls and interact with actual people. They can simply pop out of the secret door, deliver some food, and pop back in it again. Of course, part of the trick of that kind of a secret door is that they don't ever have to close them behind themselves because they automatically close. The twist is the one on the kitchen doesn't have to be silent because it's the kitchen. So as you both step out and start kind of creeping towards the figures to try to hear what's going on, the door behind you snaps shut loudly. And all three kind of turn at once with this look of alarm.
I knew it.
The two guardsmen immediately pick up their spears, and almost without, there's no you can see that it's a habit. They immediately move shoulder to shoulder and practically lock their shields together. And then they stare at you and wait pointedly for something from you.
We'll throw my hands up and apologize. Hey, sorry, we were here investigating.
We're lost.
Well, we were investigating the death of. We heard there was a death. We were out fighting the Banshee. We came to the castle. We met with Lady Astrid. She put us in a room, and we ended up here. It was an accident.
You accidentally found your way into the servants' corridor and accidentally stumbled your way to the kitchen to escape?
We were trying to find.
We were trying to get food.
We were trying to find the best food, one, and second, restrooms. Because, I mean, come on. We're trapped in a room with, like, nowhere to go to the restroom. I mean, like, what is this?
We didn't want to ruin your fine books, is what she's trying to say. And she really needs to go.
Don't look at page 32.
We didn't want to cause any undue smells or cleaning. I don't know about you guys, but like it was my first time facing off against a Banshee, and I would rather,
Okay,
take care of stuff outside.
enough. Gentlemen, stand down. And the young lady comes around and puts her hand on the shoulder of one of the guards. This is why I had to meet with them. And the guard kind of stares at her. We were under strict orders, milady. No one was to meet with them this evening. And she looks back up at them, and both of them are not small guys. And they definitely seem to kind of know they don't look encumbered, but you can tell that they're pretty solid guards, and very professional in their work. And she looks up and says, "But I am as much a lady of the house as my sister, and I wish to meet with them. Now, you," she gestures at Samar, "please come with me. I'll show you to one of the privies."
Can Frederick come?
Weird.
This is kind of a strange castle with strange people, and she didn't want to be alone.
I don't want to be by myself. Can he at least come and wait outside the door? Is more accurate.
As proper.
Yes, wizards can't use the bathroom alone.
Well, yeah, just in case. I don't want anything to like happen.
We didn't know it was down the hallway.
Because she may lock me in another room. I don't know.
We need someone who's an expert with doors.
Yeah. We not go inside the restroom, but wait outside. You shush over there.
She seems kind of surprised at the suggestion that you would need a companion. And it takes a moment before she kind of collects herself from that, and the guard says, well, let's all head in that direction, and then we shall return these two to the others.
I'm fine with that.
And they take you around. She leads the way in front of the two of you, and the two guards kind of fall in behind as she scoops up a candlestick and takes you around a corner. It's not really so much a rest room as it's a small dressing chamber with a chamber pot. And she gestures into the room that you might...
As we figured it may be.
Do it neat as you do. So if you would really prefer, we can walk all the way out to the latrine, but it's quite a walk at night in the dark.
No, this is quite fine. Thank you.
And she lets you close the door for some privacy and kind of folds her arms and looks at the dwarf.
Crickets.
So what would lead you to sneak down a servant's corridor?
We don't spend a lot of time in castles, and we thought it was a cool secret door, to be honest with you. We end up in a couple weird scrapes this way. I'm sorry.
You could have called for one of the guards to take you down to the privies, or to have brought you a chamber pot.
That's true. We weren't sure that we were like hospitable guests, question mark. It felt the last town we were in, when the nobles said things that were said to us this time, we were not treated very well.
Fair enough. And my apologies. I am Lady Liesel. I'm sure you've met my elder sister, Astrid. And I would like a chance to speak with you and your companions.
I'm sure they would be amicable to that.
You are?
Please let me walk through the door first, because, like I said, they're probably as jumpy as we were.
Mm-hmm.
My name's Frederick. I'm our ranger.
She kind of looks down at your legs, looks up at you.
Dwarves are great sprinters.
I hope you can understand that it's very challenging with my sister's passing tonight. Everyone is a little jumpy and suspicious. And there's more than one rumor that, well, I think we should wait until we have your party together so I can hear your side of the story.
Fair.
And you can catch over your shoulder that the guard is shaking his head when she says that. At which Nebula or Samara emerges from the room.
Are you going to pour any poop on anyone?
I mean, that would be a good distraction, like, technique, I'm sure.
No,
But
well, we did just have a sorceress who learned how to launch feces, like literally one session ago.
I guess. Thank you
I was kidding.
for letting me use the privy. Appreciate it.
Of course. Now, if you please follow me. And then she starts off again, and the guards kind of like let her, they kind of push up against the wall so she can slip past them. And they kind of stay there and wait for you to follow.
And, I'll look them like all the way up at them and be like, "Excuse me, sir."
And then they fall in behind you, and she takes you out back through the kitchen, down a hallway. She turns another corner, and then one more, And you can spot up ahead, there are 2 guards posted at a door that seems somewhat familiar. And she just strides right up to the door and starts to reach into her.
Like I said, let me lead the way just in case they're a little jumpy.
They're not. They will not jump me in my home.
Okay, you heard her. Don't jump anyone on the other side of this door.
Do we hear him?
Very loudly.
Yes, actually, you do.
All right, I'll just go ahead and open the door and be like, "Hey, Fred!"
Sorry, I didn't find any food, but we did get her to the bathroom.
A win's a win.
You open the door as described as a young woman, late teens, early 20s. Her hair isn't as white as her sister's, but it's still a very bright platinum blonde. In the, like I said, as previously described, in the house coat and slippers. And she seems genuinely shocked when the doors open. And then immediately turns to glare at one of the 2 guards. And he just kind of stares down and kind of shakes his head very slowly. And there's a long moment between the 2 before she snaps back and says, and kind of looks at you. Well then, would you please allow me? And kind of gestures so that she can enter the room.
Were they locking you in here with us too?
I do not believe anyone is locking me anywhere.
Sounds like it works well for us. Come on in.
And she moves she enters the room and moves to the head of the table and stands behind the chair and puts her hands up on the back of the chair. For those I have not yet met, I am Lady Liesel Chardonova. You've met my elder sister. You've met my younger sister. And now you have met me. I wish to hear your version of the story they are telling, for the rumors are not kind.
I'm going to gesture to chairs. Can we all have a seat?
Please. Forgive me if I do not.
That's fine. I meant us.
The two of the 4 guards step into the room and take positions at either side of the door.
Just, so they can chill out.
They are chilled out.
Like, relaxed?
That is relaxed for them.
Yeah, I don't
Forgive
think
me, I don't know them very well.
I don't think they have another state of being.
She kind of cracks this wry grin. They are very loyal to my sisters and myself. This is as relaxed as they will get. Now, as I said, the rumors have not been kind. Tell me what happened.
So, before we start, where do the rumors start? We can go from there.
I don't think that's fair. You have a version of the story. I'd prefer to hear it clean and unadulterated.
Oh.
If I tell you what the rumors are, you may edit your story so that it aligns enough with the rumors to sound truthful, while at the same time...
Well, all we've ever done is try to help town.
Well, I mean,
Banshee,
that's not
right?
entirely true. Recently, well, I guess not recently, years ago, Dagan and I were actually like on the other side of the law. But I mean, that was so long ago. That was before the miss. So I'm just wondering where you want us to start, because I can go back as far as you need to, what was it, weeks ago when we were guiding a caravan of pilgrims out here where we got whisked away after a zombie attack in a wild rains into an entire other nation of being, where this young man was turned into a paladin of Ravenkind. We saved another entire town from a horde of zombies. wandered into this town to find a couple like young lovers going, "Hey, we want to sneak out on Banshee night." And we were like, no, you probably shouldn't. And then their parents were like, no, they really shouldn't. So we went out with the young lovers out for Banshee night and found we found wolves, and then wandered over to this giant tree that was apparently somehow revered and not carved up, but all the ones around it were carved up, in which I died multiple times. So I really can't tell you what happened during that fight, except for I had to kill myself at least once. Came back to town, got some rest, woke up the next day, had to go out and try to figure out what's going on here. But apparently, everybody who looks into this just mysteriously passes away. Hear about some enchantress who was researching into it. So we go to her place. Turns out she's dead from some kind of strange apparent suicide that didn't look like a suicide at all. Go to her father to let him know what's going on. Just this whole thing has been such a mess. Like, it's been a madhouse since we got here.
And she looks at Samara. Perhaps you might shed some light as to exactly what happened earlier this evening then?
Well, earlier this evening, we did encounter the Banshee because we were trying to eliminate it once and for all. And we thought we had. But then once we came back to town, we heard that about the commotion in the castle, and that something had happened. So we came straight over, only to find out that your sister had been attacked by a Banshee, which should honestly not have been possible since we thought we had defeated it. But
what makes you confident you've defeated it?
The thing exploded.
Yeah,
Yeah,
hit it
the
really
whole
hard,
smite thing.
and then it exploded. Literally, he smote it.
Yes.
From what I understood, when it exploded, he was like, "I smote it."
It was smitten.
yes, a bright flashing, flash of light, went up into the air and it was gone.
So there are no remains to speak of. No evidence.
No, it was kind of weird.
And how were you able to succeed where so many before you have failed among those who have tried? Enough that we accept it as a consequence.
I was wondering why you just accept it as a consequence, because we just hit it really freaking hard.
And we had the power of the lantern. That's the thing.
Right, the lantern. Well, I don't even know if the lantern did anything, to be honest with you.
Yes, we are not sure if the lantern that we acquired, a lantern that's supposedly is supposed to help, keep the Banshee in corporeal form, I'm assuming.
Yeah, like on this plane of existence, so she's
Right.
naked, so we can squish her.
Yeah, it's a
Right.
Ghostbuster lamp.
But apparently it did nothing because she just vanished up into the air when we thought we got her.
And this is an artifact you've had for some time.
This is
Artifact is a strong word.
Yeah, it's something we got looking at the Enchantress's notes, trying to put it together.
Yes, it was an artifact that we had discovered by, going through the Enchantress's notes.
And how did she come to permit you to go through her notes?
She couldn't give consent because she was already dead at that point.
Yes.
Her father gave us consent to go through her notes.
And how did we discover her then, as I've only recently found of her passing? It sounds as though you knew several days ago.
We had heard that she was researching it, so we went over to her place and found her passed away. She had written a apparently not accurate suicide note that didn't sound like her words at all.
So she let you into her shop and then she died?
No, she was already dead when we got there.
I'm sorry, I must be confused. How did you get into her shop then?
the same way we got out of this room.
I see.
Penchant
That was
for
a wellness
mischief.
check.
We were concerned for her well-being because we went to talk to her to find out more about the banshee. We did not hear any answer. We feared that she may be in trouble, so we decided and took it upon ourselves to enter without permission, just because we feared for her safety, knowing what was going on. So we decided to enter, and obviously, unfortunately, we were too late, and she was already dead.
So you broke into her shop.
Yes, but for
We
a good
did
reason.
We did double check that this was not her norm, that she wouldn't have had the doors open at this time. We didn't just willy-nilly kick down her door.
It was with her notes that you found this lantern
Yes.
that you then used on the banshee.
We think, but like I said, we're not sure it did anything.
And she turns to Maseki, and then you smote her.
Yep. She never saw it coming.
And what exactly?
We didn't see it coming either. I mean, it was amazing.
What do you mean by that?
Well, you just kind of like envision yourself smiting the banshee, and then you actualize and you smite the banshee.
No, really. I did. Was this something?
I guess you had to be there.
I'm trying to understand.
It was pretty amazing.
Is this something then that's you simply hit it very hard? Was there something with this raven that the other gentleman referenced?
Are you talking about Steve?
Something about raven gods.
Yeah, you channel the power of raven godly energy into your weaponry so that you can smite, especially banshees.
A god of the scavengers.
Yeah.
The birds that portend ill will and ill omens. You channel
See, that's
that.
what I thought. That's what
Finally,
I thought. But
someone
have you
sees
met
Steve like I see him.
So am I to understand your version of this story correctly? In an effort to help, you broke into residents' homes, stole their personal effects, recovered an artifact, gave yourself but a day to understand it, took it out, and using its magic, combined with the channeling of the god of ravens, a bird of ill omen, you then were able to, you believe, destroy the banshee.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I mean, that is a very one-sided way of looking at this. Okay, from
wouldn't
our
talk so much
side,
crap
from our
about the
end,
Ravens.
we were doing good here. Okay.
So my supposition is perhaps what you did was not anything to benefit our community, but instead you have empowered it. For the first time, a banshee has struck within the town walls, past our lights. So far, it has only struck in darkness, and now it has struck the center of the light of our community, our castle, and taken my sister. And your version of the story is unadulterated by my rumors that I had heard. Seems quite in line that the rumors are not rumors, but indeed fact.
It's possible, but you never told us the rumors.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that Raven kind stuff, they hate undead, so there's no way. I mean, Azteki here, he had to make an oath that even if it came to it, he would die rather than be an undead.
That's true, but it's not going to be today.
An oath. And what exactly was within this oath? Do you recall it, the tenets that you swore to?
Oh man, there was a lot going on at the time, and we kind of like sped through it. I didn't really practice my lines. I just remember saying yes, like 2 or 3 times. Or I do. I don't know. Was that when we got married? I forget.
Now, take note, kids. This is one of the most fun parts of being a dungeon master, is to put in front of your players things that they know they should know and watch them sweat.
You're gonna make me take notes.
There's no moment this rich. Trust me. Okay. So indeed it is possible that you have done nothing more than empower the Banshee to prey upon even more than it already had.
No, definitely not possible. Nope.
Yeah, I don't think so. That just doesn't seem to add up.
Well, it
I can
certainly,
see where you're coming from, but
it certainly
I don't think
wasn't
so.
our intention. Our only intention was ever to, kill the Banshee and help out the citizens of the town.
You do understand the dilemma that we are in. I care deeply for my sister. I loved her terribly. And I need to see justice done. So put yourself in my place. Imagine yourselves my advisors. What would you tell me to do? Now, before you speak, remember that you've already verified that the people who have been accused of somehow colluding with this undead creature have already violated the request that they remain in place, have gone gallivanting through your home uninvited, and even gone so far as to prepare their own escape, as though they were guilty.
We don't like being locked up as prisoners. That's not how we roll.
Yeah, I've been to jail and I ain't going back.
So I do understand your position, but maybe you should understand ours as guests in your castle.
Then what would you advise me to do?
I would advise you to hold who is truly responsible. I would advise you to take the Banshee out instead of hiding within your castle walls, which no longer protect you, whether that be our fault or not.
Amen.
And truthfully, if you want to deplete your forces trying to put us down because we will not go quietly, you can. But I wouldn't do it.
This guy, when he's right, he's right.
One of the guards speaks up at that, mistress, I do believe that is a sign we should away with you. And she kind of looks at Frederick and then puts her hand up towards the guard. I think he is more talk than he is action when he says that. He's not threatening me.
I'm not threatening you.
So,
I'm going to put my axes back away real quick.
We all know I can slice and dice well enough that if we wanted to take her out, we would. That's not what we're doing here.
Well, and you're also down a lot of your big spells and spell slots. But
I think I used one.
yeah. And you got hit exactly 0 times. That still pisses me off.
That's why we were totally ready to just take out some guards if we had to.
But the issue still remains. I have in front of me 4 people accused, not of smiting the Banshee, but of empowering, of making it even harder to rid our community of it. And let's be clear. Yes, we do not allow any out after dark on the night of a full moon, but that does not mean it strikes every month. We've been very fortunate. It's been a handful of people per year for decades now. And each one of them has been foolish enough, casual enough, or frankly drunk with their own self-worth to think they could defeat the Banshee, to go out after it, until you arrived. My sister was the first death within the walls of either the city or the castle, and you just happen to show up. So I ask you again, Sir Dwarf, what would you have me do with you?
Tell me all you know about the Banshee, because we did more than anyone else ever has. Because I see where you think it as being empowered, but I see desperation.
I see. Someone better put some dice on the table.
What kind of dice? Persuasion?
A good question.
Because I'm not lying. I'm not intimidating. Well, I could be intimidating. That's up to you.
Okay, so Frederick is definitely driving this. Would anyone, everyone else should take a moment and see if they want to chime in support or not, and let me hear what they want to say to add to his argument.
Well, I agree with Frederick. We don't know exactly what happened, because does anybody really have, that much knowledge about the Banshee? We're all kind of, figuring things out along, as we go along, so is it possible that we empowered the Banshee?
Okay.
Yes, but I don't think that's what happened either. I agree with Frederick. I think that it is an act of desperation on the Banshee's part, in a last attempt to, survive. And I think if we, pool our knowledge together, we have a better chance of fighting this thing.
Okay.
I agree. You got these people here right in this room. If you ever had a chance of ridding your town of this evil, it's right here with us and with this almighty smiter.
Okay, take a peek at your character sheets. Let me know what skills you want to that you're using to help Frederick make the case that he needs to have a sit down to lay out what exactly is known and not known and be taken seriously as undead head knockers. Because right now his target is here. You're going to try to help him to bring it down. I want to hear what you're doing to help.
I'll go with religion and say that I'm duty bound to avenge your sister, if that is really what happened.
Okay.
Plus, you're duty bound to smite undead as well.
Yeah, I'm doubly bound.
Asteki is not trained in religion.
Oh, I thought it said int religion is like a thingy.
It's a skill, but use one of the ones you're trained in.
Oh,
Please.
is that what the black dot is?
Yeah, you actually have training in that.
Oh, okay. Okay, I didn't understand.
That's okay.
Okay. Oh, all I got is intimidation. I don't know, insight.
You could go there if you want to.
I don't want
But
to.
intimidation isn't necessarily like threatening someone. Intimidation is like you could be showing, okay, look, this threat is really huge, like unbelievably huge, like foaming at the mouth, giant monster that literally just ate your sister, and you need to do something about it is intimidation.
That last part definitely makes it you need to do something. That would be, or you could try insight.
What would be my insightful?
I have insight, which is
Insight
what I was
is you
going to
need
use.
our help. You haven't been able to do this on your own. No one has. We've done something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's what I was going to go with.
Yeah, Nebula, why don't you roll that insight die and see how that turns out and see if we can get his target down. That's pretty good. Okay, it's down a bit. But Dagon and Asteki can still add something.
I would roll intimidation, just basically saying, like, the people right here in the room, we're your only shot at this. So you're either going to take it or not.
All right. Dice on the table. Today is Sunday. It is Sunday. Welcome, Obi. We're going through a skill challenge right now. They're going to try to convince this noble to get in here and get on board, and that's not going to be helpful. That is not wholly helpful. Asteki?
All right. Listen, lady. We're gonna smite this thing whether you like it or not.
Okay. Welcome to my D&D session. That'll definitely bring it down a step. Okay, Frederick. What are you doing to convince her to put some cards on the table with you guys and trust you?
I'm gonna do the insight thing. That you guys have been trying this or not trying this other thing, which is hiding from it for years, and you now have a shot. It's changed its patterns. There's something different going on, and we need to figure out what it is. And how weird is it that it came here of all places?
Okay. That seems like a good bit of insight to point at and see what you can learn. And we're watching, and clackety 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 thud. Do you want to burn a reroll?
Stop! I'm trying to talk.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll burn 2 rerolls and take the 21. I'm like sitting here like, do you guys want me to do a reroll or do you want me to do the plus? And then it rerolled, and then I'm just trying to talk again, and it just rolled again. I'm like, I keep forgetting I have to click in this other window.
Well,
Seems like a legitimate strategy.
But we have 2 rerolls, so I'll just spend them and take that.
Hopefully we get some more before you guys die.
We always have option dual wielding, as it were.
Ah. Yeah. Cello? Oh, Black Sun. Okay. I was really confused there for a second. By the way, welcome aboard if I didn't actually welcome you well enough the first time. We're glad to have you guys hanging out with us tonight. It's always a little bit more fun when there's a peanut gallery. The young mistress considers your arguments. You make a good case, but it should be known that I still am not convinced you are not the source of the trouble. Perhaps you did not intend it. But what do you need to know?
Everything. When did this start? How often does it actually come? When did you guys institute the curfew? Basically, the whole history of the thing. We got to start from the beginning.
Well, it feels as though it's as long as I could remember. It's been an aspect of the town. I remember Father commissioning someone to fight it off. But before I was born, I was told. And there have always been efforts. And as I said, we take precautions in the full moon, but it's no more than 4 times, 5 times a year that it strikes.
It's more like every other month than monthly. And they said sometimes if it doesn't come in here, that it'll eat random animals. Is that true?
There have been reports that they have found animals that seem to have been victims of its attacks. But to be fair, it does seem that with the infrequency of the attacks, there are many who don't take it seriously, who believe it's a boogeyman that is used to scare the peasantry to stay within the defenses.
And it's like a literal boogeyman that will suck the entire life out of you. So I can kind of see where they're coming from, but like literally there are dead bodies we can look at.
Yes. Although, again, there's always a 1 or 2 people who insist that they died of some other causes, some other strike, some other curse. And again, it goes back as long as I could remember.
I mean, do you have like a first recorded time?
Well, not here. My sister might have something. She has considered it off and on, and she's researched it off and on amongst her other studies.
And that's another question. What is the veracity of anybody looking into it just passing away?
I have no idea of what you're speaking.
We were told by Lord Volcrum that he told her not to look in. He told his daughter not to look into it because people who look into it just pass away. It's just like mysteriously.
That sounds crazy.
It does sound crazy. That's why I'm trying to. You see where we're going? I'm trying to figure out what's actually going on.
Well, yes, but no, that sounds insane. Why? What? How could researching a plague upon the town cause you to simply die?
How could some magic undead being just suck all the life force out of you? I mean,
Somebody's protecting the banshee.
it's possible, but I don't know.
That doesn't seem. That seems crazy.
Are
Why?
banshees like werewolves? Do people like
No.
become banshees? No. Okay, just double checking.
As far as I know, no.
No, I can't imagine that. That seems no.
So nobody was missing. Nobody else is missing. Just the one dead girl.
Well, I mean, not that I can think of connected to this. I mean, it's a large town. We control many farmlands around here and caves, different harvests, trades.
Does anything happen to the people in the farms, or do all the people from all over come in at night?
Oh, I'm quite confident they board up as square as the town does. And that's an expectation. Some travel into the town for it. I mean, what better excuse for a holiday than to take quarters in one of the taverns and inns here in the town itself? We've even had some here in the castle. We can accommodate people down below in the stables. We have in the past. But I still don't understand how it is that it was empowered enough to enter the castle.
It seems really weird because we smote it and then it flew up into the air. Why would it choose to come here? I think it seems really odd.
Right. I mean, I guess that's how maybe it was so low on life that it needed to find some
Something
sort
close, but something close would have been the guard at the gate. Or,
Right. Yeah,
like,
why
the closest
why
house to the edge.
yeah, why penetrate the castle and specifically choose somebody, it seems like it was a specific choice as opposed to just any random person.
Also, we were right there. Like, if it really needed something right now, why didn't it take one of us?
Right.
You may have posed a threat.
We felt like we posed a threat, but you know what I mean? It depends on what level of desire for sustenance. What about all the guards here? Are they not a threat?
We could attempt to experiment with this if it were not the last night of the full moon tonight.
How would you propose we would?
Well, we
experiment
have
with
someone
that?
of elven blood. Surely it would want that.
You have a what? I'm so sorry. What?
Well, and she points at Samara, someone of pure elven blood.
But she was there with us.
True. But perhaps it was fleeing you. And the next most long-lived would be my younger sister. If my older sister's stories about the elven blood in our heritage is true.
So you think that's why it chose your sister, because of the elven blood and that runs in your family?
Well, the nearest elf would be you. The next nearest would be her. As the youngest, she would have the most life, would she not?
Yeah.
Theoretically, yeah, that makes sense.
Which still means that rather than feeding on some creature that it found in the woods, you managed to drive it to take my sister.
How many of elven blood are there here?
Within the confines of the city?
Well, I meant in the castle, but I guess the city makes sense too.
It is my understanding that the total number of those of pure elven blood within the city and castle is currently 1.
One? Who? Okay, so I half elven blood then? Well, because it didn't come for her. It went for someone else. Like,
Well,
who else it might go for?
And even then, it's rumors as to whether or not there's actual elven blood in our family. The stories I've been told is that mother was a half elf and it had elven heritage. There's rumors that father has elven blood. And that's how he's managed to live to the age he has.
We had heard
Okay.
those rumors also.
Okay, just spitballing. I'll just come out with this one. We use the wizard for bait.
But how?
What?
How would you even do that?
Well, we have to put her.
In like some sort of compromised situation, so that way the banshee knows that she's vulnerable, nobody's around, okay? Like maybe we do the little portal in the air thingy, like we just hang out in the portal and she's all like, I'm late tired, I didn't have enough tea today, and then just like naps a little bit, and when the banshee shows up, we jump her. I don't hear any better plans.
We don't even know if it would come out to feed again.
Yeah, is there anyone who's ever tried to track this thing? Where does it come from?
Well, are you guys good?
Sorry,
It was with reverb with the TV.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. I was just making sure you guys were cool and all. We don't know where it comes from. We simply know that it prowls the woods every several months. Tracking it is no feat one can achieve when it's a creature that doesn't leave tracks. It passes through walls, passes through the trees themselves. There's no following it. We've never
Is there
noted
a
it to make a
discernible
layer.
pattern? I mean, you have years of attacks, it sounds like. It's got to be a pattern.
Well, we've narrowed it down to the full moons. We can say that with confidence.
Sounds very werewolfish. Just saying.
So we think we should kill the moon.
Sure, kill the moon. Yeah, good plan. Yeah.
Yeah, stump the DM. How's it feel?
Well, there's no moon. What are you going to do? You're a turd, Banshee.
So, but wait, I think we talked about this before, but like, why would somebody kill the enchantress? For looking
We still
into
have no idea
the Banshee.
why the enchantress thing. We have no idea. It's very
Like-
strange.
Is it just to simply stop them from, I don't know, trying to mess with the banshee and like potentially, bring more attention to the town, or like, I don't know.
Well, it's entirely possible too. If I recall correctly, her shop was not in the best part of town. Perhaps she was simply robbed.
It didn't look like a robbery.
Did
And
it?
if they
Yeah.
were robbing her, they didn't take everything.
They didn't take anything, and I think they were looking for something specific. It
And
seemed
why
like.
rob her and then make her write a suicide note?
Kill the
You
moon.
could
cause
just
the whole
stab
world.
her.
If the world were to flood, that would solve your problems. Introduce new ones. Lizel continues to consider what you're saying, and she's not getting any more calm, and she's now starting to pace behind the chair where she's standing. And she finally turns to your groups. There is no solution you're proposing.
We're not proposing a solution. We're trying to get all of the answers.
And the truth is, it is still quite likely that your efforts simply empowered it. My sister would be here now with us, but for your actions. I'm going to have to ask you to remain in this room until dawn. And my sister and I will figure out what to do with our father and what justice my sister deserves.
What does this have to do with your father?
He is still the Lord Warden.
Yes.
It will be his final say.
What? Wait, what happens?
Yeah.
I was confused. I'm like, are you just not going to tell him that this has happened?
No, of course we're telling him. He's part of the decision as to what will happen to you. I should go write a report for him.
Well, of course, we're truly sorry what happened to your sister, and it was never our intention for that to happen, but we do want to try to help, in any way we can eliminate the Banshee permanently.
Well, I don't think her leaving is an option, right? We have one night left to get the Banshee. We can't stay here overnight and wait for them to figure out what to do with us, so if we can't convince her to let us go and fix what happened, then we're kind of screwed, right? Do we plan on busting out after this?
She is still standing there.
I was going to say,
Oh.
yeah, I'm like, she's still here.
Oh.
We sure do, and this is how we're gonna do it.
That's what they expect.
It's like the Spanish Inquisition.
What happens, is the Banshee could still potentially attack at any point. We have to do something, sooner rather than later.
She gets to the door and turns. We don't have to do anything at this point. It has been satiated. We have quite easily 6-10 weeks before it may return. Our immediate moment is what to do with the 4 of you. Good evening.
Whatever.
I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark. Arrow to the back of the spinal column. Gonna move it to the nearest guard.
You are joking, right?
Yes, they didn't take our weapons. We don't need to just start killing them right now.
Well, they didn't take your weapons. Curiously.
That's why it's all so weird. The whole thing is so weird.
She heads off down the hall around the corner. The 2 guards that were in the room step back out of the room and close the doors.
I'm gonna say through the door to him, like, "Hey, you guys need me to lock that for you?"
So now what?
I don't know.
I
We
think
gotta do
find
something.
their rooms, and we gotta search their rooms because this family is sus.
Oh
There's
yeah,
some-
it's so sus. Like
There's-
incredibly sus.
Yes, serious. Yeah,
Serious sus.
serious secrets that they're hiding. So we gotta find out
we can
what.
just wait till our execution and then just kill everybody. Just pull a friggin' Pirates of the Caribbean. Let's start now, guys. Let's go get a boat.
You did want to change to a pirate game.
We become enemies of the state and sail off into the future.
Join up with the pirates. How about that?
By far, you
Into
are
the misty seas.
you are the worst
Arr,
pirate
matey.
I've ever heard of.
But you have heard of me.
Hey, we could make our first pirate flag out of the skin of these half-elf chicks.
That's terrible.
Be the most morbid pirate flag ever. But, it'd be like, hey, don't mess with us type signal, you'd be sending everybody.
They wouldn't be able to tell what it was from a distance. There's not even a reason to do that.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so what next?
Well, I'm going to see.
Espionage.
I want to do it, but I can do Primeval Awareness. I can use up a spell slot and see if the Banshee's here within a mile of us.
Oh, what's that? I signed that. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry, I got distracted there. Mind. What's your plan?
Sorry, I was clicked in the wrong window. I was going to maybe use Primeval Awareness to see if there's undead within a mile of here. See if we can't figure out if the Banshee is still here somewhere.
Okay, that's not a bad plan. That's a good idea. I support that. It's an innate thing, right? It's an action. Sense fun types.
Yes. It takes a spell slot, but it's worth it in the current situation if we don't want to just start knocking heads and running away.
Oh, 6
Agreed.
miles if you're in your preferred terrain. Which is urban,
we
right?
happen to be in our preferred terrain.
Yeah. So I'd say instead of castle is urban, isn't it?
Definitely.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
But I mean, okay, so if we know it's within 6 miles, it's like we have no idea.
Yeah.
Well, but we would know it was in the city.
Yeah.
Well, is it something that you can like keep up so we could like find it?
No. I'll just know it's here.
It's the disturbance in the force ability.
That's more than we know right now.
Yeah, because right now we're not even sure if it's here or if it's satiated and left.
Yeah, I mean, it could be in its corporeal form.
Okay. Tell you what, let's have some fun with this because this seems like a really neat thing, and eating up a whole spell slot's not exactly small. And I want to have some fun with it. So let's have fun with this. Go ahead and roll me your investigation with it. And I'm sorry that boss didn't go well for you, Obicon. There's always something in the way.
Indeed.
16. That's a pretty good investigation check too. There are definitely signs of undead presence, not only within 6 miles, but within 1. And it is with a 16, that's high enough, I would add to say that it is multiple presences.
Wait, multiple banshees?
Multiple undead.
Multiple undead.
I was like, wait, what?
It could be multiple banshees, but it's just undead that we're looking for right now.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
But okay, so multiple leads me to believe that maybe the thing that happened to us the first night is happening somewhere nearby. Because what else? I mean, it was alone. The only time it wasn't alone is when it took someone out and made a phantom. Sounds like it's time for another wellness check.
And what's that mean?
and it's within a mile. I don't know how we would figure out. I mean, we don't hear any commotion here.
Can you detect if it's like close enough that it's like in the castle?
They said within a mile is what I got.
Now, I feel like looking over the rules as written, I feel like that's something that you should be able to pin down, because the truth, if you say within 6 miles, it loses a lot of power to say, oh yes, it's somewhere within, that 6 miles is a big circle, 1 mile is a smaller one. It feels like you should be able to identify 1 to 6 to nothing.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I was probably never going to use it because I was like, this is just so bad.
Mm-hmm. You might be able to track it.
Does it give you like a direction that you sense it from?
No,
Wow.
a lot of the expansion books actually write it out for something else because it's just so bad.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
yeah, I could try to track it.
Yeah, you might be able to pin down more with doing some tracking, but you're going to have to come up with a plan to get out of this room for starters. You're not going to be able to sit here and just divine where it is.
So bust down the door and go room
No,
to
we could just
room looking for
open the door.
Banshees?
I mean,
and I don't have any sort of ability that I can use to like try to like divinate where they like.
I mean, what kind of spells do you have available right now?
Mean.
Can you put the guards to sleep?
I wish, that'd be fun. I don't.
There is a spell sleep.
Is there? No, I don't have it prepared. Or I don't have a spell like that
Yeah,
prepared.
what do you have ready?
Bob.
I have I have like identify, but that's about it. Like
That would
I don't
definitely
have any.
get them out of the way.
That would that'll get them running away so that they're not in our way. I don't have anything. I don't think that would be useful in this situation.
Well, if you sleep in your spell book?
Maybe. Let me see. No.
Because we could convince them that somehow they're not going to believe that I know it's here. I have no way of imparting the knowledge that I know it's here to somebody else. Like, well, how do you know? I hunt undead. That's how I know.
No, I have shatter in my spell.
No,
It's not the same
We don't
thing
need
at all.
No, well, I'm just saying that's all I got.
It's like, can we put these guys to sleep? No, but I can make them explode.
Well, I can make them like
That's sort of
I can make
asleep.
them cower in pain, I'm guessing. I don't know.
we kind of don't want to hurt them.
Sleep, shatter. They're right next to each other.
That's all I got in my
I mean,
spell book.
that's true.
I don't have anything else. I'm sorry.
Let me look something up really
No.
quick, seeing the rules is written here. Otherwise, I'm going to do some fun house ruling. I'm going to watch Adam's head explode, which is 2/3 of the fun.
Because if not, I'm gonna have to start lying again.
Well, the other option would be, sneak out and start trying to find someone's room
No,
and take
no, I
someone
can't sneak.
hostage.
If it's gonna be something, it's gonna be violence because that's what I roll high in.
I can sneak.
But can you? Because like technically, I can sneak. Just hasn't happened yet.
In theory, you know,
Oh, I see sleep.
uh,
I'd have to learn sleep. I don't have it though.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to track down real quick here. can never find
One of these books in here's got to be a spell book with sleep in it, right?
quite possibly.
Any book could be a book of sleep if you throw it hard enough.
True.
Let me hit you with some knowledge.
Trying to find the actual rules for learning spells is not as easy because they change it every game system. They change the rules for learning spells.
Oh, right. We did say she learned a spell, but we were like, we'll discuss it later.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's right. We don't know. It's a mystery.
Spells indeed. Yeah, they always are. Okay, tell you what. Now have Samar give me an Arcana check. Let's do this. We are going to... Do you want to throw those 2+2s that you're sitting on at that?
I have no idea. If if it'll help with our situation.
Yes,
Might as
collect
well,
them
do
all.
it up.
Collect them all.
I guess let's do it.
Okay, so you're pretty sure that between the notes you have on other enchantments, you can probably write a spell that will do some effect of sleep or the like. I'll give you some options here in a second. It's going to take a time, uninterrupted, going through your notes. And the boys will have to figure out what they're going to do that's not going to bug you in a 20 by 20 room while you're attempting to write, literally like create the code for a spell on the spot.
Okay.
It will take a spell slot to do it.
Right.
To cast it when you do it, and it's not one that you're going to be able to use again because you're going to be casting it off your notes.
Right. Okay.
But if they're willing to give you the time, that would put us about 4 a.m. when you finish it. But you think you can do it.
Okay.
Do you want to do it?
The question
Or
is, do you
burning
want
too
to
much
now?
time? That's up to you.
I mean, what do you guys think? Is that something you think we should do?
At 4 a.m., I'd be falling asleep without a spell.
Because I mean, I hate to say it, we don't have a ton of time, and maybe we just knock heads. I mean, this is totally up to you guys because they've pissed me off. Their sister pissed me off. Their entire family pissed me off, and part of me is like, let's go get some blood. But I know that's not the right answer, so I abstain. I abstain.
I mean, we could always use Bob to like deter them. Like they'll like not like hurt them, but like just maybe scare them away. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't want to burn them. Just give them a sunburn.
If you're going to use a spell, you might as well try to use a non-lethal spell. And then if it doesn't work, we've got righty and lefty to cut them all out.
We could just beat them up. I mean,
they got weapons. We're going to have to fight on an even keel.
I got weapons right here, buddy.
You got weapons right there.
Oh my gosh.
The other option is we could check to see if the other entrance is guarded, which I'm assuming it is, but we could try to sneak around.
I mean, that might be a good way to spend 20 minutes away from her.
Yeah, just to check the options.
Give her time to work.
Seems
Raid
like a
the
legitimate
fridge.
strategy.
Hmm. 1 minute. Okay. So what's the plan? Actually, I think I found a way that we don't have to get too nuts here with spells too.
I don't know. I mean, I think wait, can we not like just like sneak up behind it? Like
Sneak through the doors that they're standing right in front of.
Hey,
don't
can we
know.
not like
I'm
open
saying,
the
like,
door
check
really
the servant quarter.
quietly, like, and then like knock them
They
out?
literally posted to guard this door and do nothing else.
What was that, Adam?
I was thinking we could check through the kitchen again, see what's posted there. Yeah, actually,
Right.
I'll just run over there, sneak over there, take a peek, little peek-see.
Yeah, because I mean, I
Why
imagine
not?
they, well, they maybe they added some guards over there. I don't know.
That's a good question. Did they?
I don't know. I mean, they didn't say they
Yeah,
did,
they-
but I don't know.
They want
She's
us to stay
distraught.
here. They know that we tried to sneak out that way before.
Yeah. She is having a rough night.
She's
It's unfortunately
distracted.
about to get a little rougher.
Only if you find her and kill her.
I'm gonna kill her.
We don't want to kill her. Yeah. Just,
Okay.
We just
The servant's door appears to have been wedged shut with something like you give it a good shove in, or you push it in, it sticks. So you can only open it maybe a couple of inches without like, unless you decide you're gonna like break out through it.
Is it open enough that there's like a crack I can see through, or I would have to like push through it all the way?
This is the door from the room you're in into the servant's hallway.
Ah, gotcha.
That's wedged. So you'd have to like basically kick that door in to get into the servant's hallway. No, totally can.
And I guess the other thing is we could just run through the door.
yeah. I
Just
mean,
open it and run. I say we try to
Surprise,
use the
motherfuckers!
well,
All right, Freddie, do your thing. We're running through the hallways.
Well, I mean, the thing is, like, if we create that much noise, like, the guards might, come in here and be like, "Hey, what's going on?"
That might work to our advantage as well, though. Bring them on in. Someone close the door behind them. We bust some skulls.
Well, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, like,
I'm trying to lean as far away from violence as possible because if we start, it will not stop.
yeah. What we could do is,
This
yeah,
will be our castle.
create
We
a
will
lot
be
of
flies out
noise.
of our skin, and we will live here. We will become the new Strahd.
We could. That's exactly a good idea, though. I think we could like create a loud noise and then kind of like all hide behind the door when they come in, and then like, I don't know, lock them in.
What if we all hid in here? Is there anywhere we could hide? Because I'm thinking
Under
if
the
we
table
bust.
would be the best.
So hear me out here. We bust open the servants' quarters. They come in to check, and they see, oh crap, they must have gone down the servants' quarters, and then we just scoot out.
I like that idea.
I think that's a brilliant idea, and then lock them in there. Although they can get out through the servants' quarters, but it'll take a minute.
Maybe, unless they boarded the other side. We literally have no idea.
Here, Obi-Wan has your solution. Someone farts, they walk in, and you knock him in the noggin.
Why would they come in to say good job? like, oh man, I want to whiff.
Well, this is escalating. Steal their clothes and then go home and wed their wives.
But
Well, that escalated quickly. Bed their wives.
bed.
Okay,
not wed.
now without the commitment, I'm on board.
I was gonna say, why would you want to wed their wives?
I mean, you could just love at first sight. You don't believe in that?
That's the wholesome Conan approach.
Are there
Wed their
places
wives
in this
and-
room we could feasibly hide so that they wouldn't see us?
The door's open in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if we could all hide behind the door. Maybe somebody could hide under the table. Maybe we could hide in a couple different spots. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's a big enough room. You could each take position on either side of the door. Doors swing open. There's enough room for cover there.
Right.
Okay, so the person who kicks open the door, how are they going to hide?
They run through and try to meet you
Oh, wait,
outside.
no, even okay, no, I kind of have a solution to this. We bar the door with the table, so they have to kick through the door, so they don't have time to like they'll just run into there because they think we use that as a distraction.
Yeah, that could work.
Okay.
That way they'll be like, oh, this was their plan all along, but that gives you time to just hide while they then have to kick the door in and go, oh my God, they barred the door and then ran out through the servants' quarter.
Sounds like a plan. What could go wrong?
Okay.
Allow us to find out.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's only one way to find out. So,
Sounds good. Let me do something really quick here. D&D reroll, D&D add to a roll. I'm going to make sure I do this over on my end. Since you didn't end up going that route, I'm going to give you back one of those add to a rolls that we burned up. Seems kind of silly to take that away from you. Bing. So I'll go ahead and redeem that so it's in the queue and I remember that it's there. Okay, so what happens first? You tell me and I'll tell you how the world reacts.
Bar
We
the
are
door,
going
right?
to- yeah, bar the door first.
Okay, so you slide the table in front of the door.
Yes.
Okay, table is in front of the door.
Then everyone hide except whoever's going to kick open the door.
Who is?
The strongest of you, and I don't know who that is.
I don't know.
It
I'm
is not
hiding.
me.
Yeah, I'm hiding.
I think Azteki and I are the same strength-wise.
I mean, you could both kick it as hard as you can to make a really loud noise, because that's our goal.
I'm not big at hiding.
I mean, you're just standing behind the door, so that when they throw the door open, they think the room's empty.
I can do that.
Stand really, really still. Their vision is based on motion.
Well, in this specific instance, kind of. Because well, think about it, right? They hear a big noise. They come to get in the door. The door is locked. They kick open the door. They see the other door open. They don't see any movement. They're just gonna be like, "Oh shit, they're going out that way."
Yes.
So I mean, it makes sense in this specific situation.
Okay.
Can we have Steve there? Can we have the familiar solve this problem? Like he'll like try to fly down there or something. They'll be like, "Get that bird."
Why?
I don't know. It
Sure.
seemed like a good idea at the time.
Yeah, you kick the door open, and as soon as they get in the room, Steve can take off down the servants' corridor, and they can go chasing him.
Right,
And then
right,
as long as he doesn't get stuck or caught or killed.
I mean, the other side might be closed. You might not be able to get out, and then have to fly back. And they'll be like pinned in the wall. Like, just no.
Yeah.
You will die if you do that.
Poor Steve.
Are you mad for once that we're not using Steve? Because like you were like, he's the like multi-tool, and we're like, no, he does not involved in this at all.
No, I bit
like,
my
"We
tongue
need
the
to use it."
whole time. I bit my tongue the whole time not to say anything. I'm like, well, that seems like a good idea. And you're like, yeah, you're gonna send them down a hallway and smack into a closed door. I'm like, yeah, you know what? Probably shouldn't have said anything.
You can offer up ideas all you want. I just really don't think Steve needs to sacrifice himself for the greater good here.
He'll come back eventually. Okay, so who's
Because he's a demon bird.
some things mortal men are not meant to see. You need to you need to learn that. So who kicks the door in?
So, well, real quick, where are we running to once we're out of here?
Um,
Can I use my tracking now to give me sort of like a direction to start? Or am I going to roll once we get out? Okay.
I think we're gonna
figure it out as we go, which is our total like normal way of doing things. So
Well,
trust me.
Why don't we set it up to go find Astrid, the warden's daughter that may or may not have elven blood?
We don't know where she went either. So we're just tracking. We're using my undead tracking sense as best we can at this point.
Because
Okay.
because we don't know the lay of the castle. You know, we don't know where we're going.
Exactly. So we're gonna have to just we're gonna be doing what we usually do and just trying to figure it out as we go.
All right, so if this goes as planned, once those guys run down that hallway, I want to try to push a bookshelf across that doorway as well.
Ooh, and they won't have any leverage to push it back.
Okay.
It'll buy us some time. Good idea. So why
Are
don't
we
you
ready?
both do it so someone can roll and then they can get advantage because assisting.
Yeah, double this is Sparta kick.
Yes, please double this is Sparta kick it.
Okay.
Hey, if you're not going to do it, Aztec, I'll totally do it with them.
No, I'm
Just
down
like
to
the
kick.
good old days.
Yeah, roll your d20, and then they'll see and see if you can get high enough to give advantage to Bjorn. So just roll a straight strength check.
I thought it was a D20. That's why I did.
That's fine. We'll use that 17. That's perfect. Okay. So you have succeeded in helping. And Bjorn's gonna roll for the official kick. And we all watch the dice at the table. He's gonna roll again because it's at advantage.
No.
Wow.
He broke his toe on the door.
We got a couple plus twos you could use.
Oof.
Wow.
The dice
So
have
with a
not been
plus
with
4,
our
that would put me
role
at
play.
13.
Boom.
If we were to use them.
You know what? That's good enough. That's good enough. You're not actually successful in breaking it, kicking it all the way in, but you definitely make a lot of noise. So there's definitely a lot of sound going on there. And that's when the guards outside say, "What's going on in there? Hey."
I kick it again.
Okay. Give me one more just for the giggles. Straight up. Okay. The wood starts to crack, but it's not like the door is splintered. And XCOM is an amazing game, and they need to just keep making more of them and stop trying to make knockoffs of it. Just make more XCOM. And that's when the guards are trying to now get the door open, and you can hear them like slamming the doors into the table. And they, first the doors slam into it, and then you can hear them kind of like throw their bodies at it. And then one of them you can hear through the door shouting, "They've gone into the servants' quarter! Quick! We'll head them off at the kitchen." And then nothing.
All right, I'm going to say,
Quick,
let's
move
put
the table!
Yeah, take the table, put it in
Quick.
front of the servants' entrance door so they can't get through that either. And then let's go.
You throw open the doors, and you're in a hallway in a castle.
All right,
right,
so
which
what
way?
am I rolling? For my Trexen.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's see what happens.
What do you want me to roll?
I
for
want
this?
you to roll. I want you to, let's see. What will be well, you tell me. What's the appropriate skill? How exactly are you trying to intuit the direction these things have gone?
If I'm using, it's intuition, right? That would be like insight. I'm trying to feel my disturbance in the forest, right?
Okay, insight it is then. You tell me what you're rolling, man. I'm not in charge of this.
Can I not use my perception to see either, or try to figure it out or help?
What are you trying to perceive?
I don't know. Just hearing something, or
Banshee like vibe.
I don't
Do
know.
I feel banshee vibes? Well, I actually feel banshee vibes for some reason.
Yeah. Frederick is tuned to the undead so that he can
Okay,
he can
well.
intuit them.
Do your thing, Frederick.
You could possibly be talking about maybe You could try to bend. You could try to bend an identify spell into something that would give you some sense of where to go. But you'd have to, like, I mean, that's a serious arcana check to kind of like rewrite what identify does on the, I mean, again, it's like
Right.
code. You've got a program that tells you what things are, and you're going to on the fly rewrite it to tell you where undead is.
Oh no, that's fine. We'll let Frederick do his thing.
All right, so I'm gonna roll my insight. I get double my proficiency bonus, which is just +2 to what I roll. Okay.
Okay. Plus the +4. Wow.
And sorry, and it doesn't matter at all because I rolled a freaking 1.
You did. Does anybody have any channel points?
I have 2K, and I have been not spending them because I thought that might be unfair.
That is unfair.
I know. I have like so many channel points, but obviously I'm not gonna use them. You know.
I'm sorry, it's 20.
I'll wait until it's bits. I'll spend the money on the
thank you,
bits.
Becky. In the meantime, okay, no problem. Frederick is absolutely sure he has a very good idea of where it is. And he starts you guys down a corridor. There's definitely the signs of the undead this direction. Tell me about how you're traveling. Are we talking like the four of you are jogging down the halls? Are we talking about dwarves over short distances? Are we talking sneak?
Swiftly yet quietly.
Well, so we've been in my favorite terrain for a while, so my natural explorer would matter here.
Mm-hmm.
Proficiency bonus is doubled for proficient skills when you make a check related to it while traveling for an hour or more in your chosen terrain. Difficult terrain doesn't slow your group's travel. Your group cannot become lost except by magical means. Oh, that's actually useful here. You remain alert to danger even when you're engaged in another activity, and you can move stealthily at a normal speed.
Okay. So you can move at normal speed and be stealthy, or you can move at accelerated speed and not be as stealthy. You tell me.
I mean, if I think I know where it is and that someone is in danger, I'm going to want to go fast. Because my thought was that whatever happened to us that first night is happening to someone else right now.
Yes. A very good supposition, by the way. I support it fully.
So I say fast.
Okay. So Frederick takes off down a hallway to light jog.
I'll follow his lead.
Okay. You light jog down the hallway. You round a corner. Short jog before you make another right. And so you're there, and then you're there. Yeah. You go past a tower entrance, out onto a long. Look, you can kind of glance out the window. You can see the courtyard, and you know it's like right through this door. I would love if everyone who is not a Frederick would give me a quick insight check.
All right. Layla is crying pretty loud.
Go deal with that.
See what's going on.
You know what? We're going to pause on this. Is a good place to pause. Let's take a 5-minute water break. I need it.
Sounds good.
Okay,
All right.
sounds good.
Let's take a 5-minute. We'll hang on. What's about to happen as they bust open this door? Boom. All right. You guys hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Okay, I got good meters up. I'm gonna give Spinny another minute or two to get back. Because sometimes things happen. I'm a Disney princess. Okay. I have a fun thing to show off.
Oh, yay. Oh, wait, what is that? Can't. Oh,
Oh, there it goes.
can't see. I was like, can't see it on stream, but I can see it in Zoom. Oh, nice. Did you make that?
The green screen's wiping it out, unfortunately. I'm going to have to turn it off at some point. But yes, this is a set of dice
Oh my gosh.
embedded in a block of soap with the phrase, with the word crit.
I know. That's awesome.
So that was our
Very
project
cool.
today. We attempted to stream it. And as I mentioned earlier that OBS kind of like crashes. We got through about 45 minutes and then OBS just started saying it was having a hard time with the encoding. And I kind of blew it off. Like, oh yeah, whatever, OBS, you can totally do that. And then somebody popped in to go, yeah, your video is not working.
Oh no.
And that's how I ended up with that, like the hour of slideshow of Kaylee and I talking over trying to make soaps.
Gotcha.
I like that. Critically clean.
I didn't even think of that. But that's a good sticker to put on it. But like, could you get a nerdier bathroom though to go into and see like, you know, a set of dice locked in a bar of soap on the sink and the next to the counter?
I mean, that would make me happy if I saw that. I'd be like, this is the coolest bathroom ever.
I wouldn't want to use it.
Well,
Actually, I'm the
Exfoliating
opposite.
dice.
I would jump right in that person's shower and be like, I gotta scrub myself till I get these sweet dice.
Well, I mean, you could make the dice out of soap.
well, these
Yeah,
are
I've seen a like a D20 soap on a rope,
That's,
where like the
that's
actual
kinda
soap
cool.
was the dice.
well, these are actual dice. So once you're
Which
done
would
with the
be
soap,
cool. You get to roll some dice. Now that I'm nice and clean, I can play some Dungeons and Dragons.
That's actually really cool. Yeah,
Make a
and
deck
once you're done,
save. Oh, you slip and die in the shower.
oh, that's really cool though. You could like sell it, and then like yeah, you get a cool set of dice once you're done with the soap. Like it's really cool.
well, once I figure out how to do giveaways and we get to our next campaign, I probably will start doing that at the end of the evenings. Is to give away a block of soap.
I like it.
I ordered from Amazon dice molds, and then I have tiny animals that I want to put in dice. One of them being a rubber ducky. So tiny rubber ducky dice inside a bar of soap would be the cutest thing on the planet.
Oh my god,
now
I
we're
need
moving
that.
we're moving into expensive to produce, but
Need that in
fun.
my life.
Well, so I got the epoxy a while ago, and then I got all these like little tiny animals. Like I've got porcupines and penguins, and maybe I'll just have to get some like dye for the epoxy and be like, yeah, this one is like a slightly blue rubber ducky dye.
That's pretty darn cool.
I'll have to tell you. I'll show you when they could turn out, but I haven't even gotten the molds yet. So
Cool. Yeah, we're probably doing
You'll have
another
to send us
crafting.
all some of those.
Yeah, we'll probably do another crafting stream next weekend. Knowing Kaylee or Kitty K, she's going to insist we do more of those, and this time not have them crash. So
That's fair. As long as she's willing to do them again, then it wasn't a fail.
yeah, and she has a lot of fun making them, and she has a bunch of. She could just make the soaps, but she has way more fun when she gets to like talk at the camera. So, worst case scenario, I'll just set her up with it and tell her it's going, and let her say that it's her own stream. She can do it on her own, and then just not connect it.
No, because then she'll want to watch it.
We've already have the precedent that sometimes it doesn't work.
Oh, I guess.
I wouldn't really do that to her.
I mean, you could just record it like to a portable hard drive. That's what I've been doing, and then just like you can cut what's usable and put on YouTube.
Yeah. Speaking of cut what's usable, let's see. Okay, so, yeah, okay, this is perfect. We left our heroes before our break. Hold on. If you have beverage, take beverage. Now, how come I didn't show up over here? I see that Obi-Wan redeemed a hydrate, but it didn't show up on my checklist to mark it off. So it must have auto gone through. Oh, there it is. Okay. You're about to crash through the doors. Frederick is leading the way wholeheartedly. At his side is Dagon.
Need to save these people's lives.
He is ready to take this on. He trusts his buddy. They get to this door, and there's a moment where both Samara and Azteki realize that this is the section of the castle over the stables where the guards are housed. And possibly the largest concentration of non-undead in the castle at the moment.
Are you ready, Freddy? On 3. 1, 2.
And what exactly are you two doing with the about, give or take 6 seconds you have available before they throw the door open and charge through?
Don't do it.
If they
Let's
don't
go.
say anything,
No.
if they don't say anything, we're gonna do it.
Okay. Would each of you please roll me a persuasion check, as all you're opting to do is simply shout. And you have, thanks to Sonic, you have a reroll in your bank.
Thank you, Sonic.
I totally could have used that a little bit ago, but I appreciate that it exists.
It's a good thing. You skid to a stop. Samara shouts, and both Dagon and Frederick pause to look back at her, look at the door, and the door opens. What's going on out here? And there's a guard standing there. He's wearing, he's actually in a tabard. He is not wearing his armor. And he's literally just standing there looking at you guys. What do you do?
The Banshee just attacked someone in the courtyard.
Quick. Go check it out.
Persuasion, please.
Oh, no.
Oh, does that
I'm
mean
going
me
to
too?
roll persuasion to assist. Yeah, it was insane. Screaming blood everywhere.
Okay, Frederick, that's enough to count for the assist.
I don't think mine's gonna count.
No. Dagon, give me one more roll so you did it at advantage with the assist.
Thank Jesus.
He turns and shouts into the dormitory that there's a report that there's been a report of the Banshees has struck in the courtyard. And everyone starts to clamor to like get to the windows to see what's going on. And what are you
We're going
doing?
to run the opposite direction.
Okay. I don't think they're gonna let you just do that. That seems unlikely.
Fair, but I mean they're busy, so let's just go.
I'm not sure they're that busy. They are going to notice pretty quickly that there's no noise whatsoever in the courtyard right now. But so you guys take off, full speed the opposite direction. And
Is it time enough for me to give another insight check?
Sure. You can roll
I feel
it.
like this has turned into full on like Scooby Doo, and like we're like
Yeah, no, this is straight up Scooby Doo.
It's not my fault you guys roll for crap.
That or like in the cartoons where you're running down a hallway and you're going through locked doors.
The reroll.
Yeah, coming
see
out of
that
like
too?
every other door, crossing back and
Again,
forth the
I
same
got, like,
hallway.
3 nat ones today.
Let's go hide in this one, and then the guards run past.
Okay, thank you, Sonic, for the
And then-
reroll.
then
They
the
just used
Banshee
it.
comes back the other way. And we're running another one.
And then I'm like running with the guards.
Shaquille O'Neal comes out another door.
Okay.
Sorry guys, as we're running full speed. Like I've never really used this before.
That's legit. I think we're going to use, How many of those can I add? Hang on. Doing some quick math. No, we'll do that. That'll work. That's a good combat. Sweet. Okay. With the reroll, Frederick starts to get a sense for what's where. And he's actually pretty sure he's got a lock onto something, maybe. Now, the difference between this now versus like using this in a dungeon of some kind is that there aren't a lot of the type you were able to detect around. So the good news is this is the kind of thing that under certain circumstances you can use it to pinpoint if you're only looking for 1 or 2 things, and it's so limited to what you can track this way. It's not like you can like ask your senses to tell you where, if there are like wolves nearby and track them that way. It really is kind of limited. Aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead. So that's a pretty limited range of things you could do this with. You continue to bolt behind Frederick around a couple of corners, back to that tower of previously mentioned, and up 2 flights of stairs. How are you maintaining your pace, by the way? Are we still on the assumption we are being actively chased, or are we slowing down to a brisk stealth?
Fast. We need to get away from the guards too.
Yeah, definitely fast, I think.
Because worst case scenario, if we're proved right and the Banshee is here, they won't immediately try to kill us.
It's following with the Scooby Doo approach.
It's true. It's very Scooby-Doo.
Fair enough.
And we need a Scooby snack.
You come up the top of the tower. You come onto a hallway. At the end of about a 20-foot corridor, there's a door that's guarded by 2 guards, and you need to get through that door.
I'm gonna just try to go through. They're on the other side of the door.
Okay.
I'm gonna yell out to him. I'm gonna say, "Quick! The Banshee's right behind us! Form a wall! Form a wall!"
I was gonna say, quick! The Banshee's in the kitchen.
The Banshee's right behind us might make sense since there's a lot of loud noises that sound like clattering.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. There's the Banshees in the kitchen being shouted, coupled with... Go ahead, Dag, and give us another persuasion check.
This is so not my bag. Why do I keep doing this?
Because you keep talking.
Well, Well, just because it's not your bag doesn't mean that you're not going to instinctively try.
Oh yeah, this is my bag, baby.
It is your bag. Better than stealth is for
Changed
me.
me mind.
All right, so he's cross-classing into bard now.
Apparently.
Yep,
And I'm
next
just
level,
taking a
level one
of
bard.
fighter.
Yeah.
It's like apparently I suck at all this stealthy ranger stuff.
Okay. So you come booking in. You shout to the guards. The guards immediately, like reflexively, like leap up, and they're ready. Like they totally buy it. In fact, they even like try to like get Azteki to hold the line with them on either side of him. Since with the Morning Star, it makes more sense to put him in the middle of the formation. And they make a shield
Wouldn't he
wall.
like accidentally like hit them if he swung?
No, he's got control of it.
Oh, I mean, I wasn't sure.
Unless he means to accidentally hit one of them,
Okay.
which he can totally do. Pretty handy to have a chainsaw on your rifle. Yeah, you can put a chainsaw on the front of a bow. That would be interesting.
I don't know that you'd be able to aim that with any accuracy. Also, why would you? Why? He's talking about the Gears of War game.
Yeah. You, I'm assuming you're continuing on into the room.
I'm just gonna bust that door open.
Yep.
Okay. You bust the door open and you find yourselves in, well, three of you. I don't know, Steck, are you staying with the line or are you sticking with the party?
I will bravely stand the line and then go like back away. Like, you
yeah.
guys got it.
Step back. Yeah, you guys got this. Step back.
Yeah.
Okay. You burst into a library. And not like
a library proper.
A proper, like, actually, I would categorize it almost as a laboratory. So, stacks of books, the telltale, there's a cauldron in one area, two big fireplaces, collections of jars full of all kinds of things, specimens, different herbs and such. You can see drying garlic hanging in one area, glass pipes and tubes and flasks, different. There are a couple of different lecterns up with books out on them for reading and studying. Oh God, Jeremy, really? A bone saw?
The bow and saw, like bow and saw. I get.
Bone saw.
But like bone saw.
Oh, like okay. I wasn't
I'm
sure where you're
making
going
one
for there.
now.
Sorry, I was like, oh my God, it's terrible bad joke time.
And this is why you can't redeem dad joke during D&D. Yeah, it's a completely like perfect, like it's quite the facility. And you look over at one of the lecterns, flipping through a book, is Mistress Liesel, who looks up at you horrified as you come in.
Oh, hello.
What do you do?
The undead is here, yeah? I feel this.
That's what you got.
The banshee is here.
Okay, so you're not pouncing anything.
No.
I just wanted to clarify that. Don't want to assume anything.
I mean, part of me is like, oh, she's the banshee. Mark.
Roll initiative. All right. Okay, so she looks. Get out! You need to leave immediately. The room
Why?
is
The
warded.
banshee's here.
If anyone not of my blood enters this room, the defenses will activate. You need to get out now.
Troll and inside.
Yeah, do I believe this?
I don't know. Do you?
Sorry, dang. Let's see if I believe it.
We have got to get you to move your mouse because you re-roll everything.
Well, so like I click and then I go to talk immediately because I'm like, oh, excited about what I rolled. And then it rolls again.
You know what? Since we're in this pause here where you guys are rolling your insights. Okay. I want to check one thing really fast here for you. Audio settings. Audio settings. Suppressed. Automatically join. Wow. You can't remap it. It is space key.
Yeah, I didn't see a way when I was looking earlier. Otherwise, I would have already done it because I keep accidentally hitting Alt 2.
Curse. Okay, Dagon, you're convinced that she's full of it. Everyone else, she is flat out telling the truth.
Apparently, the room is warned and we need to get out. I'm literally just going to grab Dagon and turn us out the door.
And the
No,
door
Freddy, what are you doing? She's the banshee.
slams shut. Actually, I'm going to take that back. It does not. The door is open. But you can see on either side of the door, 2 columns of energy are starting to take shape as piles of discarded armor are starting to lift up and take form.
This shit again.
That's a good standard defensive spell. It works.
Now, if that ain't banshee magic, you tell me what is.
That's a fair random assumption, kind of like she's making. How do we hold her accountable?
So you guys gonna stay? You're gonna bust your way out of here? What's your gut right now?
Techie, can't you detect undead? Like verify if it is here?
Let me check my thingy.
I mean,
I don't know if you used
doubled
it or
down
not.
at this point. I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's here. Not that it was the most convincing thing last time.
I have divine sense. I can detect any celestial fiend undead within 60 feet.
Oh,
I
mean, we can
cast
tell if it's
divine
really
sense. What are we dealing with? Or I use divine sense.
Okay. The things that are starting to take shape in front of you are undead. They're definitely connected to necromantic magic. In fact, you also notice, how many did I end up saying that we had to use? I was going to do the other thing. Okay, cool. Yeah, there's actually 2 at the door in front of you, and 2 are starting to take shape at the far end. You also detect some level of undead, but it's not the right style. When you look at Liesel, it's not. She is not undead, but there's an undead aura.
Banshee-like aura?
Well, I'm down for smashing undead stuff.
You're required by law to smash undead stuff.
Yeah, so I don't think running is an option.
You're part of your oath to kill the undead.
Liesel is scooping up the books as fast as she can.
I'm going to head towards her and be like, hey, I detect, I can feel it. The
We
banshee's
have
nearby.
to get out of here before those finish.
Let's go then.
Yeah. Hurry up. Grab your stuff. Let's go.
She starts grabbing things and starts booking back towards the far
Can
side of
we
the
help?
room.
Can we help you carry anything? Hand us things if you need to.
Yeah, I guess if she drops anything, I'll try to pick it up.
Okay. She runs out into the next chamber.
So like away from us.
Yeah, the opposite direction you guys came.
Okay, let's go. I follow.
Okay. You start to make your way. She takes you straight out. It's a set of stairs down. So you spiral your way down. And then it breaks out into a room. And she just looks panicked.
What is going on? Like, legitimately, what is going on right now?
Astrid always warned me that if anyone ever came in that room besides a member of the family, that everyone in the room would be slain. She doesn't even like it when I go. She doesn't even let me in that room. But what you said resonated, and I had to know.
Okay, so had to know what?
Anything. And she kind of throws the books onto one of the couches in the lounge you're in. She says, but I can't read any of it.
What do you mean you can't read any of it?
Try. She's enchanted it or something.
Perhaps I can try and read it, if I may.
I guess I'll pick up one too, since there's more than one book.
They're handwritten notes, and they are all in. They're all in an arcane language.
Okay. I can try to use. Maybe, I'm assuming maybe I can try to use my.
It's like trying to read. It's trying. Have you guys come across the? This is probably more for Azteci than anybody else. Have you come across the guy who wrote the entire lyrics to Bohemian Rhapsody in C+?
I haven't.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, it's gorgeous, but it's in the style of, it's like, if life, reality, then dot do, vision / up. If see, like, it's the whole thing in code.
There was a TED talk or something that I watched. It was like the art of code or something on YouTube, where a guy made a language called Rockstar. So you would declare variables with like rock ballads. So maybe that's why I may have heard it before.
I'll find it for you, but it's kind of like reading her notes is like reading code. Like if you know the code, if you know C++, you can read that and it makes total sense. Most people are like, I don't get it. What is this whole like return thing? So that's what's like trying to read her notes.
Oh, Arcana wouldn't be helpful.
Actually, Arcana would be helpful if you're trained in it.
Okay.
Oh well.
Well, I rolled one, and then I tried to talk, and I rolled it again.
I am.
It's not what I meant to do.
Are you trained in it?
I'm not
trained in it.
Okay, he's not. Samara is.
I am.
Okay, congratulations. You get a passage.
Yay.
Do you want it on the Zoom chat or do you want it in Discord? Which is easier for you to read?
Probably Discord.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and apologize right now for all of the commotion we've caused, because we felt we needed to try to solve this before morning, and we were probably going to be executed.
She's shaken, and when you mention that, she pales a bit and says, I'm not convinced you won't be.
Oh.
That's fair.
Great.
I'm going to listen at the stairs. Are those things coming down the stairs?
No.
Okay, good.
Okay, so from what I can make out on here on this page, it says they called it a banshee, a ghastly woman's form, come to seek vengeance from beyond the grave. They talk of hunting it with holy items, of which I have some small concern. I shall continue to research my weaknesses while in this form, though it remains a challenge, given that I have no memory of the hunt. If the people of the town had not reported that someone had died, I would have thought I had simply laid in a restful sleep. I awoke refreshed and rejuvenated.
Whose
So
notes are these?
these are your sister's notes, Astrid?
That's not possible. You must be translating it wrong.
No, I'm pretty certain that's exactly what it says.
This would explain some of the people just dying under mysterious circumstances.
Banshee
Cover up.
Diaries.
There's more.
Season 2 on Netflix.
Well, seems that
Oh.
this is maybe what your sister was hiding and protecting with that enchantment on the room.
But it makes no sense. I mean, why would she say that? There has to be something else there. You must be misunderstanding it.
Nope, it says it clear as day on the paper.
Do you want to check
I
more
know
of the
the truth
notes?
can be hard to
Oh,
swallow.
what else does it say?
I
And that's
can,
what that passage says.
yeah, I mean, I can read more passages if you'd like.
There has to be something else. She might be translating someone else's work.
That could be possible.
It could be
Well, I'll let you
possible.
translate it into code, but yeah, I guess we need to read on.
Okay, roll the check.
Okay. Oops.
And we all look on. Nice. We're having a good night.
The smartest lady I
Some of
know.
us are. Not this one.
Okay, on this passage it reads, "A wretched night. There was no need for Rokus to lead the banshee hunt. He was a good man and called to serve our family from a young age. I was certain that appealing to his duty to remain at the castle should it be targeted by the woman of darkness would keep him safe. He was of good health, and his years granted to young Liesel will be honored."
His years granted?
Are you familiar with that name?
Yes, ages ago he was one of the guards. He swore an oath that he would strike the banshee down, and he died while hunting it. It was one of the reasons that we pushed so hard to stop the hunts.
Well, look, I guess according to this, the banshee took his life energy and granted it to you.
No. How?
I am not sure.
I guess we keep reading. I mean, what else are we supposed to do at this point?
Yeah, I mean, let me try. I can try reading more passages if you'd like.
I don't know if I can. But it's up to, I mean, the DM now says you can ignore her if you want to keep going.
But I feel that we must.
Yeah, I mean,
these
yeah.
answers.
Let me read more passages. Maybe we can come to the bottom of this.
Yeah, maybe we'll find a passage that absolves her of wrongdoing.
Right.
Jeez. You know, I almost feel bad this isn't a combat encounter because we'd all be sitting here watching Nebula just blow things up.
Of course, yeah. That's
She is totally blowing up this person's diary.
Yeah, whole life.
Yeah, she's
Her whole life
actually
is melting before her eyes.
she's pulled out a red pen and she's starting to circle some of the errors in the grammar.
She should know better than this, even in her code. What kind of school do your nobles go to?
okay. Here it says, Britta may suspect. She's aware that her body has not aged in some time. And she feels the pangs of jealousy that her sister is more womanly than she. Perhaps commissioning her to a new duty like cataloging magical items throughout our community will distract her from the day-to-day, while a better plan to someday explain this to her is formed. Seems like whoever this is went to great lengths to cover this up and keep you and your sister from finding out
Aging.
and aging.
But that's no. It's our mother's heritage. It's the elf. That's why we don't age like everyone else does. Isn't
That's
it?
what you've been told.
I'm not so sure. According to this, it seems like it may be something more.
Well, so if this is the case, if someone is able to siphon off life and give it to the family members, why is the dad so sick?
That's what I'm wondering.
I don't know. Maybe, does it have to something to do with the fact maybe they, I don't know, maybe it's only along the female bloodlines? I don't know.
Just keep reading. I don't know what else to do at this point.
All right. Well,
But we'll find the end of the story.
more
Maybe
reading.
it's the dad's notes, and the Astrid is just covering it up.
Oh, it could be.
It sounds like it's Astrid.
It
It
yeah.
does
I
sound
mean,
that way.
Okay.
yeah.
Let's see
All
how well you can make out this next passage. Jeez, criminies.
Nice. You just know it now. You're like,
It
man,
Okay.
Yeah.
like
Yeah, you got a
reading it
Sherlock
now.
Holmes on that one.
This is like
Just like spewing
my
out of her mouth. She's not even looking at the book.
this is my calling. This is what I do.
That's true. She learns spells. This is learning. This is her skill set.
Go to bed. It's too late, honey. Go to bed. We'll get you one tomorrow. I know. The DM is in trouble.
Oh.
I told Kitty K she could take a bath before bed, and then I forgot that I said she would take a bath before bed, and now it's 10 o'clock and she hasn't had a bath yet.
Oh no. Oh.
Oh
So-
man,
Yeah, Dad's in
that's
trouble.
actually why Layla was crying, because Megan was brushing her hair, and she just cries bloody murder every time we brush her hair.
Well, I can understand that.
With a natural
Like-
20, you can decipher the rest of her notes. You can read or summarize at your leisure. There is no. I'm not even going to try to like. You're not rolling the rest of these.
Read it. All right. So here it says, there is no doubt now. All
Oop,
of
oop.
the research leads.
No, it's up.
Oh,
How close?
all right. Where am I? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I just copied
Sorry,
pasted
guys.
the
I
last.
can see it on the screen.
I can't see. Okay, I'm blind. Okay.
You need that new glasses prescription.
Yeah, I just
need
put all
a
three
glove.
of the last passages in your chat once.
Ah, okay. Sorry. Okay. How close today's call was. Liesel's restlessness led her to explore in the dark and took her too close to the door to the laboratory as I was exiting. I may have to fashion a draught to keep her asleep on the nights of the casting, lest her innocence be ended by learning the truth. Britta complained again of her elven heritage slowing her age. I have found no rituals among Mother's books to give the physical maturity she demands to match her wit. I dare not pause the rituals now. It has been too long since her natural life should have ended to take that chance. There is no doubt now. All of the research leads to one conclusion. We have crossed over the Rubicon. If the rituals do not continue at least once each season, the years we have taken in debt shall need to be repaid and paid in full. The ravages of time we have bought off shall return in haste. It would appear that our lives now depend on the rituals and their regular performance. It is no matter. There's always some fool out there after dark, no matter how dire the warnings of the elders. Well, this is quite a predicament, it seems.
As Techie, you turn and look at Mistress Liesel, Astrid's younger sister, and you now recognize the necromantic aura around her as she looks at you with sheer horror in her eyes as the words from her sister's diary set into her mind.
How old are you?
You don't need to make a single insight check to know she has no idea this has been happening. And now you all need to figure out what you're going to do with this knowledge.
Oh no.
And that's the official end of this week.
I know what Azteki's duty is. It's time to take this castle.
Ain't nothing natural about this. Put him down.
Oh my, this is an interesting situation.
So the other one just died, but like, what happened there? Is it just like if you don't get enough people, then like one of them just evaporates? Or was the Banshee?
I think we stopped the Banshee from getting energy to give her to keep her from aging, and then she died because the Banshee couldn't give her that life force.
But then, yeah, so they didn't really see anything happen. They just went in with an assumption.
It's a better twist than anything in Game of Thrones, I'll tell you that. Spoiler alert!
Right?
This writing is better than Game of Thrones.
Seriously. That's
at least the nobles on the other side made some sense. And some of them were cute. This is just ridiculous.
Britta was cute. Till she got old and gnarly.
Cute and like, oh, she's cute. Like, let's pat her on the head and give her a lollipop.
Liesel's been good to you guys.
Yeah, she has. I mean, she didn't know about any of this like going on, you know.
Her sister did just die. I thought she was being very reasonable.
Well, she's about to grow old and die now.
No, I mean, I do feel some, you know, sympathy. I feel bad for her, you know, because something was going on that she had no, you know, awareness of, and I don't know. I don't know. It'd be tough. She didn't ask for that. Like she didn't ask for this.
Oh, I don't blame her.
You know?
I blame the noble family in general, and she's a part of it. Like, I don't specifically blame her, but I don't think she was pretty cool to us either.
I mean, she was probably very distraught over what happened to her sister, you know, and
I know. And then in the end, she did try to go figure it out herself. But
yeah.
like, we would have been better off if she would have just come clean with us and be like, there is more information. Let's go get it. Not.
Well, she did mention
gonna go
her
sneak off
sister has
alone.
notes.
That's fair. I mean, truly, she did say that, but you know what I mean. I asked for openness. I asked to pool information, and they've just been lying to me since I got here. I'm taking it a little personally. I was already pissed at her banshee ass sister.
well, I don't know. This is going to be interesting for sure.
Well, if we can go to Astrid's room while she's sleeping, this might be easy.
I highly doubt anyone is sleeping at this point.
Right, with all the ruckus that's been going on.
Dooby dooby doo.
Is this the one with the like the WWE All Stars in it too? We just need to team up with The Rock and Undertaker and take her out.
Oh, I'm down with that.
I know a thing or two about the undead, and it just like choke slams her into the ground.
The people's elbow.
It is kind of like that
The Rock
moment where you
says, "Stay
capture
in the
him,
ground. Know your place."
and in Scooby-Doo they got the guy.
Tied up, and then they go just rip the mask off, and you're like, it was Astrid the whole time.
It'll be the opposite. We'll rip her face off, and it'll be the Banshee. She was the Banshee the whole time. Smite.
Oh man.
And then she screams, and we all fail our check and die.
Yeah.
I really didn't want to have to fight her with all these guards in tow because it's gonna be stupid.
Because then you get all the the little what is it? The little people, the little banshee people
The
that pop up.
pop-ups. The
Yeah.
ads.
The ads that
Yeah,
pop up
pop-up
after
ads.
you kill. Yeah. After she
Leroy!
kills them.
Well, I don't even know at this point.
I don't know.
It's like, oh, you're undead. Smite.
Yes.
But I was unknowingly undead.
We could just prevent them from casting this, ritual or whatever. 'Cause it sounds like she has to cast a ritual of some sort.
doing that?
Killing them.
That's the only way I can think of.
Just go bust up that laboratory. Just
You
break
could
everything.
just prevent them from doing the ritual, because then if they can't complete the ritual, then the ravages of time will,
Happened
it's
really,
kill them anyway.
really fast.
It's just like Mystery Men, right? It doesn't make a difference. He's still dead.
How many toggles are we talking?
Which toggle? Which one?
I would like you all to know I was standing over here the entire time. Oh crap! Now I have to.
I just watched that recently, and it is so much better than it was the first time. Because like all the like superhero movies coming out, and they're like, this was it. This was the nail on the head. Like this was straight up a parody of movies that hadn't even come out yet. It was amazing.
So tell me, am I going to eat this egg salad sandwich? William H. Macy is the most brilliant actor of our day. I really think so. I think he's so underrated by most people. So I think I spelled his name wrong in one of my security questions.
Pee Wee Herman.
No, William H. Macy. The
Oh,
shoveler.
the shoveler. Yeah.
Yes. You shovel well.
Everything he's in, he's amazing. Is the real thing. And it was in that movie, he was so like the only normal person in the whole movie. And he was one of the superheroes. That movie is such a trip.
Is it on Amazon Prime? Now I want to rewatch
Yeah,
it.
I think we ended up watching it on Amazon Prime. It was either Amazon Prime or HBO.
If it's on Amazon Prime, I might have to do a watch party if I can figure out how to get my Prime set up.
Ooh, that would be cool. I've been wanting to do a watch party for something.
Right up your alley.
For sure.
I know.
Oh, have you never seen it?
No, well, I'm just saying in general. I've been wanting to do like
Oh,
a watch
okay.
party like on Twitch. Like,
Which movie are we talking about?
Mystery Men. It's like the actual, like, the Shrek song that everyone's like, oh, that's the Shrek song, but it's not really the Shrek song.
The All Star?
It's actually from the music video is from their movie, the other movie.
I don't
I
think
think I saw it.
Yeah.
1999.
You gotta watch it. You're gonna literally love it. You will not be able to. You'll just be like, well, how have I never seen this movie? But it's even better that you haven't because, like I said, it's more topical now than it was when it came out.
Welcome back, Sonic.
might be on Amazon.
I like Ben Stiller.
Yeah, you can rent it on Amazon. It's
Oh,
not.
you rent it on Amazon. Okay.
We can create a watch party, but I think I'd have to fiddle around with the buttons to figure out how that would work. Because unfortunately, I don't have access to. At least I haven't tried to connect my. Because Jenny has the Prime in the house, and I haven't tried to connect. Oh, good! Congratulations, Obacan. He's got mission 2 done.
Yay.
I haven't tried to connect it to my Twitch account yet. She connected it to hers.
Oh, gotcha.
So she could stream a watch party.
Right.
Yeah, she did that so she could get the better loot in Red Dead Online.
I don't
That's
blame her.
fair. That's fair.
Well, that's why I didn't connect it. I was afraid I would connect it, and then she would I'd have taken
Oh,
something
like
away
not
from
being able
her.
to get it? Yeah, that would be super lame.
Yeah, we haven't actually sat down and explored how to do how to get set, but that's on my to-do list. If I could watch party a rental, I would totally do that.
Like
That's such a fun
everything
movie.
about it, like literally, I'm like thinking about like sequentially how the movie goes, and I'm like, oh man, that was brilliant. And that next part is brilliant. The bowler is brilliant. The party with the pool is brilliant. Like everything is brilliant about that movie.
We could also do, honestly, we could do an ad hoc watch party too. There's nothing stopping us from just saying, okay, we're going to do a just chatting and we're going to watch Mystery Men and we're going to count down the start button. And then just do like a running commentary with it, with like periodic, like, everybody pause, everybody pause. Can we talk about that?
True.
It's not quite the same. I'll put that on my to-do list in the next couple of months. Right after I figure out how to write another plot twist like this one tonight.
Yeah, that was a good plot twist. I wasn't expecting that. I figured it was one of them, but I didn't think they were all going to be tied into it somehow.
Yeah,
So-
so combination like werewolf vampire thing going on.
Well, so I was writing my little bit of a story, and I wanted to start where we were. So I had Dagan picking the lock, Azteki and Samara going over books, and because I didn't know the size of the library, I thought we were in a library proper. And like literally, Frederick was just chilling, drinking wine because he was like, "Guys, we're not getting out of here anytime soon." And then Dagan couldn't get the lock, so I was like, "Here, have some of this wine." And he flops down on the chair, and it's like super duper dusty. And I'm like, "Wait, why would the chair be super duper dusty? Why hasn't anybody been in this giant library?" And I was like, "Oh my god, it's totally freaking S Street. I hate that bitch." But like, it was all made up stuff that I was just making up to write. Like, you know what I mean? It had nothing to do with anything we talked about other than we were locked in a library.
Mm-hmm.
And then that Ghostbusters thing. I'm like, oh, she's totally going to attack us in the library. That totally makes sense.
So what if this girl's like, well, I don't want to die, so I'm going to tell everybody that, yeah, arrest them and execute them.
Then we kill them all. We can be as friendly as they want to be. But you know what? We killed the last evil deities that tried to be friendly with us. If we got to do it again, so be it.
That is a good question. What is the logical consequence for her? Because she will die,
Yeah.
as has been established.
It is not her fault, but now that she knows, if she were to partake, she would be at fault.
That's the thing. Wouldn't she die either way? Because it's like, if we
It
stop,
sounds like she's going to die either way.
if we stop Astrid, she's gonna die. Like, I mean, I don't know. There's just no like surviving this situation. I don't know.
You mean
For her, no.
Unless they kill us.
I mean, unless they kill us, yes, and they continue the ritual. She continues the ritual like normal. But yeah,
I think we tell her, like, listen, if you go along with this, yeah, you're going to die, but we're going to give you an awesome funeral. We'll celebrate you every season, and we're going to salt and burn the rest of your family.
Well, I don't say we have to murder her outright right now.
Oh, no, we let her die from the spell fading. I'm just saying.
Unless she
that's
wants
the thing. We'll at least
if she
give you a
doesn't want
decent
the
burial.
ravages of age instantly, then yeah, we'll just slit her throat and be done with it.
It does seem like the merciful thing to do.
We could play the give her a gun with one round and just leave her.
Oh my gosh, like Outer Worlds, completely unrelated. Well, only partially unrelated. I solved that quest on the Roseway, and you leave after telling the guy, "This is all your fault. All of these people are dead because it's your fault. You need to like fix what you're doing." And like all of my dialogue options were to tell him that it was his fault. I'm like, in reality, I'm very much okay. Now do better. Do better kind of person. That don't. And you come back and he has shot himself.
Oh, jeez.
And I was
I
like,
love that game.
Freaking brutal. like really ridiculous.
That's harsh.
And nobody knows. Like the guard outside his door doesn't know. And you can't tell them. He's like, I really hope he just like turns everything around so we can get out of here. I'm like, he's literally dead on the other side of this door.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, it's dead.
Yeah. Well, this is the challenge I keep bumping into, because this is how I've scripted these so far. Is I'm trying to set up this wonderful moment of now what, and this is not
Well,
the easiest.
the answer is they die. The question is, how do they die?
Yeah, I mean, there's not really. I don't. There's not much of a choice. It's not like we can like kill one and then save the other one. It's not just gonna happen. I mean, I don't know. There's a way that we can save any of them.
Well, they want to be saved, knowing that the only reason they're alive is because they've been vampirizing other people. I feel like it would be easier on them if they knew what was going on, at least.
I thought of another option. They bring us into the fold and we live forever.
That we become like part of it.
Well, maybe not all of us, because maybe that's not how it works. Maybe they need to be of elven blood. If they could make our wizard invulnerable, I mean, I'm totally down. Just don't tell the paladin.
I will
And
live forever.
take a shot. So, someone said, "Don't tell the paladin." Everyone drink.
Yep.
He does his divine sense and he's like, Samara?
No, it's okay. I'm using my track undead. Don't use divine sense. It's fine. Just no, I can
Totally.
use my track undead. It's fine.
Totally cool. Totally fine. Nothing undead here.
No, nothing to see here. Nothing at all.
Nope.
Yeah, but I think I've got the third book. I've got the monster figured out, and I think I've got the dilemma figured out. I just have to work it backwards now. So
The thing is, it ends up being the same thing, right? Do you let nobility thrive sacrificing the common people? And the answer is no. You just don't.
that's true.
Unless we're nobility, then we might have a. If we get to that status, then we're like, well, maybe.
Well, see, that was the thing. In both instances, it has been well, maybe this isn't how it should be. Well, you know what? As long as we protect our own, it'll be fine.
Well, also like
Which is part of what we haven't liked about it.
yeah. Yeah, no, it's true. But I mean, I'm still like wondering if the banshee that we fought was it Astrid? Like, I don't know. 'Cause Astrid is the actual banshee, and she's just siphoning the power over to her sisters, right?
Well, even though you read all of the passages, it didn't really say. Like, it just said there was a ritual and they have to feed. That was about it.
Well, the one passage made it sound like when she sleeps is when it happens, and she doesn't even really like know she was doing it at first.
All right, so it's kind of involuntary. But she may have done something and then gone to sleep, knowing it would happen. It does sound like this, because, like, do the other people do this, or is it just her? It sounds like it's just her.
Right.
All right, Obi-Khan's got to die. He just admitted.
Yep, he's the banshee.
He's the banshee. Gotta kill him.
I mean,
It's
if it's a guy, it's a banshee, right?
We gotta smite him.
Banshee.
Banshee.
Interesting trivia. They actually proposed naming one of the roller coasters at Cedar Point, the one that they called the Raptor. Its original name was going to be the Banshee.
Oh,
That's interesting. I wonder why they decided to change it to Raptor.
I think the one where you had unlimited food and drinks at that one pub. That was kind of a fun adventure.
it was, except for the, like, dying constantly of the townspeople.
Yeah, no. I mean, they did. That definitely was a cool perk they had, except, yeah, they were all gonna die, eventually from the hordes of, undead.
It's like reverse Valhalla. You're not trained. You're going to die one way or another. Might as well feast and drink.
Well, it's
When
like you get
instead
to
of dying
enjoy
and coming
the
back
food and drink first before dying instead of after.
Right.
I mean, honestly, Dagan would have fit in well there because he loves to fight and he loves to drink. And he's like, hey, I get to drink endlessly and fight endlessly.
Until you die, and then you become zombie Dagon that doesn't get to eat and turns into a puddle.
Yeah.
He would
I mean-
always attack the tavern every night.
Like, come on, man. I mean, they just put a pit trap there and just open it every time you woke up. Just like, oh, he's here again. Open the pit trap.
Beer, beer.
They remember you fondly, so they pour one down as you
Yeah.
turn into mush.
Sticky buns. Sticky buns.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good campaign too. And this has been fun. And it's kind of neat listening because I think there's still a few little tidbits here and there that you haven't quite, that I can still hold out there as a fun twist for next week still. Which will be good.
That is good, because right now I'm just going to start off a noble. As much as it says Techie's like sworn duty, I just don't like him.
Well, I'm thinking, what if we lure Astrid into that laboratory and trigger that
can't
trap?
lure
Because
her
it says it's going to kill
anywhere.
everything in the room, right?
Well, it said it
Sounded
would.
like it was made up.
Well, no, but wasn't it like triggered by anybody who wasn't like them, like their bloodline?
Right,
But
but
she's
then
been lying
she
to
said,
her for how long?
but they did come to life. So I'm thinking
Oh.
we leave her in there, like we go in, trigger the trap, and like
I
don't
see
know,
what you're
somehow
saying.
keep her in the room, and then we leave the room, and those undead things just rip her apart.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's an interesting strategy.
I say we find a disco ball and then shine the lamp at a disco ball so it fills an entire room.
Yes.
Remember this guy?
But where are we gonna find a disco ball? Here in
Volcrum.
this castle.
We know Volcrum's into disco.
I mean, we could
Yeah,
make.
we just have him make one.
He's
We
all
can
into
make
staying
one.
alive.
Yeah, we could always make one. That's true.
Disco is not dead. Disco is life.
Oh, it would be beautiful. We could all do a bunch of cocaine, light up the disco ball, and just start dancing.
We can use Bob. Is Bob reflective?
I mean, you could technically just use that. What was it? The crystal, the gem. It's that you don't even have to do cocaine. Just take that gem and just look through it.
Just look through the gem and you'll see the truth. We'll shine the lantern through the gem of truth. Wait, that wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yep. Now we gotta go steal it again.
Yep.
Okay, I think we're starting to hit that spot where it's time to kind of just to decompress, process what we know and don't know.
Yes.
We're not making any sense anymore, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Oh, I just thought of an even better idea. I gotta use that lantern and shine it on Steve. See what happens.
He won't be able to turn incorporeal. Maybe.
Which he doesn't.
That he knows of.
True. True. It is kind of neat because there's still, like I said, there's still some gaps in where you got in your in your knowledge of the full story as written, but it's neat hearing you process it.
It's also interesting that we think we know what the lantern does. We're pretty sure what the lantern does, but we also are like, what did it do?
Yeah, but we also really don't know like exactly what it's doing.
Did it do what we think it did?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I have to find out next adventure if there are more ghosts and stuff.
I mean, we seem to be burning through our MacGuffins at the end of the adventures.
Just gotta keep Scooby doing it up, you know.
I don't know. I kind of want to play the Swedish D&D. Odd rules and names. Huh. I will have to investigate Swedish D&D. That's not, I mean, I'm assuming it's a variation on 5th edition.
Just like the Swedish chef is always your DM, and you just have to interpret the hurdy-burdy-dur. Today you're going to roll a d20.
have the tomte.
Pumpty.
You know, I can imagine that would be kind of an interesting exercise to adapt Dungeons and Dragons to different parts of the world where there's a different fantasy tradition than the English tradition that we've inherited. Because the mechanics
I'm
are.
thinking of those commercials where it's like, "Hello, this is Peggy. I will be your DM for today."
Your safe word is hergibergaderga.
The inspiration for Santa. I can see that. You know, I played an RPG back in the day called Changeling. And it was based on all the different fey creatures. Like puka and knockers and red caps. And the premise of the game is that you were a changeling. So you were a fey creature left with humans. And you're losing connection to the fey world. So the whole game revolves around you trying to maintain that connection as long as you can and fight back against the dark fae at the same time to protect humanity from them.
Oh, that's cool.
The whole time
I feel like I remember you telling me about it. Like you're not allowed to say you're Fae or something.
Well, who would believe you?
Well, no, it wasn't that. Like you lose something every time you do something.
Yeah, there was a score for which was they called it the banality, which was how mundane you were. And the act of saying, I'm becoming more mundane, got you another point of it.
Okay. Yeah, I remember you telling us the rules for that one time, and I'm like, it sounds really cool, and then we never got to play it.
Yeah. It's World of Darkness is a tough system because if you don't have a really well-written story, it turns into superheroes with funky rules.
That's kind of how I wanted to play it, to be honest.
Yeah, like Vampire the Masquerade's a great game if you have people who can do a really good job writing World of Darkness vampire plot lines. Otherwise, you're just superheroes who have to suck blood every so often. Which can be cool too. But 5 races of men and giants, cool. So it feels like the consensus is we're going to be killing a lot of people next week.
I mean, I hope not, but I mean, we could have them die really rapidly of natural causes.
And natural causes would be sucking chest wounds.
I mean, if they end up fighting me, then yes, totally. Blood loss is a natural cause.
Puppy!
Oh, River!
She's stealing my mic.
They do
Let's
that.
say hello.
Not to be confused with Tupac elves. Up. Got it. Okay, well, I think we're at 10:30. We've had a good 3 hours. I'm thinking we should wind it down. I'm going to ship you guys off somewhere. I'm looking to see who's on. I'm going to do 2 things. I'm going to, in the chat, I'm going to shout this out. If you want to watch more Dungeons and Dragons action, you should go check this out tonight. Indoor, if I can spell. Make sure that's the right one. Yep, that's the right one. They're a lot of fun. They're currently playing D&D tonight. It looks like they are playing The Rime of the Frost Maiden. They're in part 6. So that's that. We're also then, for those that would prefer something a little lighter this evening, we're going to go throw a raid at Captain Jack Sparrow, a.k.a. the Raven Armed, because he always is a fun time. And it's like, I'll be honest, after D&D, I kind of feel like I like that palate cleanse. You know, it's like a nice sorbet after a steak. You just kind of get that all cleaned out. I don't know if I'm up for more D&D tonight, and I'm probably going to hang out there for a little while. So I'm going to set that up and get that queued up. So thanks for coming out tonight, everybody. It was a good time. If you had fun watching, let me throw a few more shout outs in the chat here. Nebula is always on. What's your schedule again?
Usually Monday through Friday, or 2 p.m. Eastern. And occasional streams on the weekend, sometimes bonus. I don't know.
And what last time I saw you have you finished Valhalla yet?
No, I haven't. Still haven't finished Valhalla or Immortals: Phoenix Rising. Working on it. I'm getting there. being there.
And then, Jeremy, what are you playing lately? And when can we find you?
I've been hopping on like every evening while I can. That's not Monday and Thursday because those are my late days. But Isaac's got himself a VR system, so I've just been hopping on and doing whatever he's doing. Recently, we've been playing No Man's Sky and just kind of like, I went to Space Canada today. That's what I did.
Space Canada?
Well, we went to a new planet. I went to a new planet and I built a base there, and there were like giant platypuses and giant moose, and it was a snowy planet, and everything was just trees. And I'm like, Space Canada.
Space Canada.
So my base there is Space Canada.
Makes sense.
I can respect that. And then if you watch Nebula stream, you'll periodically catch Azteki in the wings. Which is always good. This is the only time you can catch him on camera, though. You have to come to D&D on Sunday nights if you actually want to see the awesomeness, which is the babyface paladin. And then I'm here Sunday nights for D&D, Monday night mysteries, maybe a bonus midweek with the little bit, like today we did our crafting stream, and then Friday and Saturday nights I'm on with whatever the game of the week is for me. So thank you for coming by tonight. We're going to send you out, and in a few seconds we're going to kick you over to the Raven Armed for some absolutely phenomenal hijinks and hilarities. The man cannot be stopped. So thanks for watching. We'll see everybody next week for the final episode of The Mists of Ever Twilight, Book 2.